give that a quick rundown for us. Group traveling from the Temple of Feronius en route to Last Light under an LJ gamble with dice while we travel. Arrive at Last Light and find barricade broken down, no signs of workers or guards, massive holes in the middle of the fields. LJ and Nathaniel check out holes. Onvia and Sierra tracks. Okay, sorry, that really confused me. It just says Onvia and Sierra and then nothing else. Tracks indicate attackers came up from the holes and attacked. Signs of weapons. No signs of life. We return to Candle quickly in case they had also been attacked. We surface in a case near Candle and immediately see scattered bodies of gnolls and humans. Main Candle gate is shut, bodies outside. Sentry fires crossbow bolt at Onvia before Onvia can announce us as the Grey Wanderers. Then he admits us. Several outlying communities have suffered the same fate as Last Light. Onvia, Elduin, Nasira head to the town hall to speak with Yuri and ask for a meeting with the mayor. Nathaniel and LJ returns to the ship to retrieve Zokek, Scarlet, Val, and return to Candle. Stjol and Ublol remain with the ship. Nathaniel, Scarlet, Val head to the inn to look for Ellen. I am halfway through this.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Zokek heads to find Gnoll settlements. Onvia, Elduin, Nasara, and LJ visit Onyx's wife, Quinn. She sees us approaching, opens the door, asking where her troublemaker husband is. She reads Onvia's face and LJ's move to comfort her, and she turns and closes the door before he can give further response. Onvia slips Onyx's letter through the mail slot. We head to the Devil's Hearth Inn. Kalathar considers his debt paid to us in full after being banished to another realm. He also shared that he visited his lair and his mate and hatchling are missing. Scarlet is interviewing refugees, but there is no word of Ellen and James. Scarlet says Ellen is like her, able to read ley lines of magic. And there is a third named Mirren who was with Ellen and James when Scarlet saw them last. She fears Ellen and Mirren were both targets in the attack on Last Light and Candle. Scarlet reveals the family who had tried to keep and control the three women were the Foxhearts, and Onvia remembers that Davian is a Foxheart. We learn Davian helped the women flee from the family. We interview more refugees. One woman heard a crash and looked out her window and saw a large purple creature come out from the earth. We thank the woman and buy her a drink. She reveals
Bury
she is.
her a drink.
Yeah, we
Thank her.
bury her. She reveals she is a fan of the Grey Wanderers since she was among the farmers we saved when the Gnolls were carrying away slaves from Last Light. So we have a fan. We return to Town Hall with Scarlet to tell Yuri and the mayor all that happened. The only data we withheld is James' true name, Davian Foxheart. We find caves near Grey Manor where we can park our ship. Uvlol takes up residence in the Grey Manor and begins building a lab in the basement where he and we can work on crafting projects for the group. Party is living a wealthy status in Grey Manor. Scarlet and Uvlol are staying at the manor. We deliver Onyx's body to the local temple and they begin arrangements for his memorial service and internment. I've never read that word before in my life. Val goes to speak with Quinn and offer condolences and tell the funeral arrangements in progress. Party assists with entering LJ's deceased husband, interring LJ's deceased husband, and providing a memorial service. Onvia purchases spell components from the local market. Nasira and Onvia begin making contacts and inquiries for possible magic items. Uvalol is working on the new lab, and Sol is assisting Uvalol.
All right. Thank you for that recap.
Good lord.
And LJ's gambling.
I'll even say you can be inspired for that great recap.
Thank you. That was so long. That was like 10 solid minutes of reading.
Yeah, that was a lot.
All right. Well, it is the 36th of spring in the morning, 8:30 a.m. And yeah, I guess we'll pick it up from there. So I think the group is, at this point, still working on downtime stuff. I'm not sure what you plan to do next.
So Nathaniel goes up to Eldwin and kind of just thinking over the last few days that he was totally here and paying attention and kind of touches him and says, so it seems like a lot of people around you are dead. Did you really care about any of them?
To be fair, only I think 3 of our old members have actually died.
Well, you talked about turning this person, burying this person. You went to take to a local temple to arrange a memorial service. That's a lot of dead people.
Well, to be fair, LJ's husband died before we knew him.
So you're not the cause of most of these deaths. You're just around them.
I never even met the man.
I love this, Daniel.
See how much you missed me?
And it just feels genuinely insulted. Like, what do you mean? Like, that hits really hard for Onvir in a way you don't understand.
Yeah, Nathaniel is very charismatic, but not necessarily tactful.
Onvir's just sat there like, was it all my fault?
Oh no.
It's dangerous life.
Oh no.
Is it my fault, Omeric?
All right, well, so yeah, what does everyone want to do today as you're all getting up in the morning in the Gray Manor, and apparently Nathaniel is insulting Onvir?
That's the gambling.
Back to gambling? All right. So, let's see. Leo heads back to the Devil's Hearth to do gambling. What about Nathaniel? Because you've been here a few days, so if you want, you could have been working on something.
Yeah, so I was looking at that, and I was gonna offer 2 things. One, I saw in the notes that people were looking for magical items or trying to make contacts, and so I was willing to assist in that. But beyond that, just given Nathaniel's background, being in a strange place in a strange world, I was looking at the downtime activities, and I was thinking basically just carousing, trying to build a strong rapport or contact within this city and this area that I could potentially leverage in the future.
Yeah, either of those are possibilities. Just depends on which one you want to work on. You would have had 3 days so far, so yeah, you can put it towards either of those.
Was
I
it 3
think
days? I
for-
thought we'd only just completed the first.
Was it? Maybe I'm off. I thought 3 days had passed, but that might have been because we were traveling too.
Probably, I believe.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think this
I'm not
is the
100%
second
sure.
day.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
no, you're right. So it's only been a day. My apologies. So you can put a day towards the project.
Yeah, so I think this is what I'd be doing, the carousing in the PHP.
Okay. So you probably want to head to the Devil's Hearth, because that's kind of a good place to meet people. Even though it's overcrowded, it might be a good place to look for some new contacts.
Well, they will be meeting me, to be specific, but yes, that is what I will do.
Yeah.
And LJ's gambling there, so have fun.
LJ is gambling there. What about...
I might participate in some of that gambling, trying to just make friends.
Alright, so maybe some gambling on the side when you're not going to parties.
Yep.
What about Eldwin? Were you here last game, Eldwin?
He was not.
All
I was not.
So you can put a day towards something as well, downtime project-wise.
You could,
Alright.
I'm imagining you will probably want to write some spells down at some point.
Yeah, like I would have spent the day seeing like if I could gather any like inks or if
I
there's
mean,
like
yeah,
any
we
inks that
had
came in
already
or-
started distributing a little bit of the wealth.
So,
a bit on me as well, but yeah.
yeah, so, I mean, buying inks isn't downtime, you can just do that.
Okay. In that case, what I would have gone, if I remember correct, to the alchemist in town.
Okay. Are you trying to learn alchemy?
Yeah, I would have gone to
All right. Yeah.
him
So,
to.
do you have
You have a book for
do you
that,
have an
don't
alchemy project going already?
Yeah, he has the book he's been reading.
How many days do you have towards that right now?
Not many.
All right. Well, you can put 1 day, and you're doing that today as well.
Yeah, unless someone else drags me for something else.
Okay. And what about Anvir?
I will probably continue my endeavor at the shops.
You're what?
I had started doing some time towards the shopping, so I'll probably just continue doing that.
What do you mean the shopping?
I had started doing the searching for magic items.
Oh,
down
magical
there.
items. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, me and Nasara had started doing that one.
Okay, so you're putting time towards that. Let's see.
Don't I need to make shirts for my gambling, or you can do that in the day?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Don't I need to make shirts for gambling, or can do
Chips?
that in the day? Yeah. No, rolls for
He's
gambling.
just trying to
Oh.
figure out when he has to roll.
You do your rolls after 5 days towards it. So,
Okay.
not at the moment. Unfortunately, there aren't any short-term gambling rules, so you just have to spend 5 days. And then I think you. How much did you wager?
I wagered 100.
Okay, so yeah, at the
GP.
end of 5 days, we'll see how you did.
Got it.
All right. So this is the second day of downtime for a bunch of you. And yeah, Eldwin, if you want to buy some inks, you can pretty much just do that. You would just spend gold pieces for however much ink you wanted to buy, because there are alchemists in the market who can help you with that.
Alright, let me figure out how much I want to get.
Yeah, and you don't even have to use it all if you want to get extra to bring with you, which is actually probably a good idea. Or you
Yeah.
can make inks if you have alchemy, but I don't think you do.
Hence why.
Yeah. All right, so the day goes by fairly quickly. Nothing bad happens. In fact, it seems like the gates are being well protected. Nothing, no one or nothing dangerous has showed up, and the guards are now sending scouts out to try to see how the area is doing. I'll say that you kind of hear a little bit about this, Nathaniel, while you're carousing. There's a lot of talk among some of the more prominent merchants and traveling caravans of the town who are currently stuck here because of the attack that happened. So yeah, day would pass without issue. Everyone spend at least 2 gold pieces for your upkeep. And I will pass through the day unless anyone wants to do anything else like RP or scribe wise or anything like that.
I was actually thinking, I do have sending in that, so I was thinking maybe I could send, do a message to Ellen.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and type out the message you're sending her. I assume you're doing this in the evening.
Yeah, so I will try and think up the best phrase I can use 25 words for. Would you like me to whisper it to you or just put it out?
You can just send it. I don't think anyone's gonna role play out of character knowledge.
No.
Then
LJ
everyone,
probably-
yeah, I
then
mean,
everyone
I would
can
tell
yell
them.
suggestions at you afterwards.
Yeah,
After you've already sent it, it's too late.
LJ's probably just subtle put the moves on Nathaniel the other day.
Oh, interesting. Well, you probably wouldn't see much of Nathaniel. Like, you know that guy who like you go to a party with and then like he's gone 5 minutes later and you don't see him till you leave. That's pretty much Nathaniel. He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, there's a like party. Okay, I'll see you later, and then he just
Every
disappears.
time I see him, that happens at
Yeah,
all.
pretty much. He's always like there for a minute, then someone else is like, oh yeah, there's this thing going on here, and then he's off to another event. Actually,
Forgive me.
or yeah, go ahead.
Forgive me. The town that we're in, like, can you remind me, or maybe even just tell me for the first place, like, what kind of scale and what the nobility structures are like in this particular town and area that we're at? Is this Candlelight or are we somewhere else?
It's Candle Home, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Candlehome. Okay.
So it's similar to what you remember, but
Yeah.
it's actually grown quite a bit in wealth thanks to the discovery of the mine nearby, as well as kind of a bunch of neighboring communities now showing up because of the commotion and yeah, the mines. It's mostly merchants, not as much nobility. Like most of the people with power in the town are the merchant class. It's almost kind of like a United States deal where they kind of succeeded from the empire, and like it's built more around wealthy people than people of status. If that makes
Yep.
sense.
Yes, it does. So I want to spend my time in the carousing kind of area. I'm not trying to meet Jeff Bezos, but I'm trying to meet his assistant. I'm trying to meet all the major merchants. I want to know who their primary assistant is.
Yeah, sure. You're trying to make some friends of note.
I typed out a first draft for my message, and it was exactly 25 words.
Nice.
There you go. Give me a persuasion or performance, Nathaniel.
Sure. As soon as I remember how to do that. Persuasion or performance. I think if I click on this button.
Okay. So yeah, you do pretty good with a couple of performances that get you a little bit more not notoriety, but I guess a little bit more fame in the town. You end
Building
up
some contact in a name.
Yeah, you end up getting some information from some of the merchants who want you to kind of play for them. And I assume you're going to do it kind of for free to more get in than to, like, be a worker.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm chatting people up. I got my bongos out. I'm telling stories, and I'm not trying to be. I'm being more professional about it than annoying like I am with my companions.
You're not telling anyone they're responsible for the death of their party members.
Yep, pretty much.
All right, fair enough.
And people who weren't even the party members.
Yeah.
Responsible for the death of people that you never met.
All right, so yeah, in the evening, you use your spell.
And you hear back nothing.
No, you get a response.
Ooh.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
It's a 2-page paragraph. Could you have to read it all?
Impossible. She can only send 25 words back.
Yes, he even writes magic. And she somehow sends back 2 paragraphs that you have to memorize and write down with it.
I was so shocked when I went through all of that, and I was just like, oh no.
And that's what you get back.
Interesting. So I would have sent that probably when everyone was done with their stuff for the day. And then I
Yeah,
would've done-
it's evening in the Gray Manor. So this is like towards when you're all going to bed.
So I would have quickly gathered everyone before it was like too late, including Scarlet, because she lives with us now as well, right?
Yes, sure, she can be there.
and I would give them the message that I had received. She doesn't know where she is. It's some kind of mine, but she thinks Mirren managed to escape.
Is there anything we need to do about this?
Scarlet would say, so Mirren is still, or at least was still with her. I'm glad of that. But where is Mirren now then, if she's not in Candle? This is, it's a little distressing. I hope she's alright. And yes, we should maybe look for Mirren if Mirren knows where they took her. But where would we even start searching? Do you have another spell? Maybe we could get another message, like where she saw Mirren last? I'm guessing she didn't know she had a word limit.
Yeah, I will respond. I will send another one since this is near the end of the night, just responding with, this will just be a very short message, so I won't even bother typing it all out, but I'll just say, you can reply with only 25 words. Where did you see Mirren last?
Alright. And does anyone answer Nathaniel's question?
I do apologize. What was Nathaniel's question?
Is there anything we need to do? What, basically, context?
If we can, so you would have been here a little bit, probably what we were talking about, but you weren't. We found Scarlet when we were helping with the Gnolls and all that kind of stuff. They have a unique power they told us about where they can see magic and ley lines and stuff. A friend of ours from really early on in the campaign, someone you would have never met, turned out to have been another person with these powers, and they knew each other. Mirren is another one of these people.
Okay.
LJ is probably drunk and not memorizing any of the names.
So,
Yeah,
there are. It seems like there are 3 girls who were orphans, and some family, some noble family in the capital. What was it? The Darrock Empire.
Yeah, the Darrock Empire and
Yeah.
the Foxhearts.
The Foxheart family took these girls in, but it was more to exploit them and use them for their power than to actually care for them. So they ended up escaping, apparently with the one of the sons of the Foxhearts, a boy named Damien, who everyone thought was named James. So they were hiding out, but I think one of them, as far as you know, and James, or Davian, were taken by the Steel Shadow. So now they're kind of trying to figure out what happened to them. As that's kind of what led to the lockdown. Is Last Light got attacked, like what they were saying with the purple worm that burst through, and a bunch of the Steel Shadows people like came in and took everyone prisoner, as far as they know. But yeah, so they're trying to figure out what to do next and how to find Ellen and James.
Okay.
Out of character, I'm just wondering where the heck they got their hands on one of those.
On one of what?
In character, I have no idea what that is.
Oh, a purple worm?
Yeah.
A purple worm or something
Yeah.
disguised as a purple worm.
As
I
far
will
as
say
you
this.
know, they're not supposed to be trainable. Like, they are monstrosities, so it is a
Uh,
bit alarming.
And I will also say this, while we were at Last Light, we did some checks on the tunnels, and they were unnaturally smooth.
Yeah. So, it's a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, I remember at the time we had said very similar to the holes our ship leave, but like twice the size.
Alright, so real quick again, what message did you send to Ellen?
I was just saying, only 25 words to respond. Where did you last see Mirren?
Okay.
Also, what did they take you in?
Question is, how drunk, blackout drunk, is LJ from gambling?
That is completely your decision.
Are you drunk while you're gambling every time?
No, but he had a drink on the way home.
He's probably not
Alright.
drunk while gambling, but afterwards.
Yes. While waiting for this, I just imagine LJ saying something that has always been said and made them think like, ah, yes.
Alright, so that's what you would get back from her.
She responds with very similar stories of purple worms. Or at least purple creatures coming through the ground and then just being led through that tunnel.
Nathaniel. Wait, was it Nathaniel who knew about the tunnel?
Nathaniel
being
was.
smooth?
Yes.
'Cause I was
You had
playing him.
rolled for him. Yeah, and you'd rolled like a 22 nature check or some crap like
Yeah,
that.
both me and him, since I was guarding him, so
And no one else has nature knowledge, right?
Nope.
I don't believe so.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, is there anyone else doing anything tonight, or should I pass the day? Okay. So I think you all need 3 days on your project, right? To complete them?
I
Yeah.
I need 5, but you told me to write down.
Well, 3 more.
95 days as well.
Oh, yeah, three more.
three
yeah,
more
yeah.
total, because you all should have spent 2
Okay.
days since you got back. So I was gonna just try to pass that time, see if anything happened. I don't want to just go through day by day.
Yeah.
I
I'm
was
assuming we
just-
probably want to complete that downtime and then maybe try and find Mirren.
Right.
I would just real quick, 'cause I don't have this much on me. I would ask everyone if it was okay if I took 500 from the treasury for inks and stuff for spell scrolls and all that
Look.
stuff.
I have spent over $1,500 on spell components from this party treasury last session.
Yeah. So
Go for leather.
go-
Okay.
Yeah, if you're taking it, go ahead and minus the 500 and add it to your sheet. I think you have access to the treasury as well, right?
I can see it, but don't. I don't think I can edit it. Oh wait, maybe I can.
You should have edit and see access. Everyone should. So I'm assuming you're taking it from the gold pieces.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just minus the 500.
And throughout the days, every time LJ is drunk after a day of gambling, he tries to hit on Nathaniel.
All right. Well, I guess is he hitting on him in the morning or more like during the day at the bar?
Sometimes during the bar, sometimes at night when he's drunk.
And does Nathaniel respond at all to this, or is he kind of just like whatever, like busy and avoiding it?
So it wouldn't say he's avoiding it. It's more he would attempt to use it in a way to help encourage other conversations around him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. So give me an insight check.
Myself?
Leo. No, Leo Jr. See if he kind of. Well, so
No.
yeah, you'd probably take it as more being brushed off than what he's actually doing, as you're not very insightful. So I don't know. However you feel about that. But also, Scarlet is going to ask. You all seem busy now. Would it be okay if I started asking questions about Mirren and maybe trying to find out more over this time?
Yes, we are just trying to prepare a little bit before I think we next head out on our stretch of journey. But if she was I believe they said they were last seen around Last Light. Yeah, they escaped from Last Light, they said.
All right,
So-
I'm going to ask around the town and see what I can find out. The survivors may have seen or remember something. So she's going to work on that.
I forget if this was done in an earlier day. Do we want to check around, see if there are any useful like potions or anything in the town?
I
Since
think
we're-
that's part
since
of
we're
what
gonna
I'm
be-
doing is like the magic shopping downtime.
Is that probably okay?
So healing potions you can buy at book price. There's a limited amount of them, but if you're interested in buying them, let me know and I can see how many you would buy. But yeah, I think Nathaniel is actually looking into magical items. So 3 more days are gonna pass without issue. So go ahead.
Could I buy 2 potions of healing for book price?
Yeah, that would be 2. So you could spend the 100 gold
Yeah.
and buy those.
I just
But-
like having a non-magical way to heal people sometimes.
Yep. So yeah, minus another 3 days worth of upkeep, which is at least 6 gold. Let me pass the time. So it is now the...
So, just so you know, I'm getting like at some point I just bought like 500 gold pieces worth of components and inks and stuff. You know, all the fun scroll inscribing stuff.
All the fun wizard money burning things.
Yeah, that's fine. So what time do you guys get up? 8:30. So 16 hours is 4:30 is when you finish on the 39th of spring. So let me do some rolls for what you were doing. So we'll start with the gambling. And forgive me, give me a moment to get these rules up. I don't have them memorized.
I think it's 2 wisdom and 1 wisdom and 2 charisma. Using my playing card set.
Yeah, so you can replace them all with your playing cards, which I assume you're going to want to do since you're proficient. And yeah,
Yes.
you would make 3 rolls, basically with wisdom, charisma, and charisma. And I would use my d10s to set the DC randomly. So go ahead and go for it.
Want me to do it in order or
Yeah, just do them in order. I'll roll for
this
wisdom.
wisdom?
Yeah, that is a success. Next
Cool.
would be charisma.
Well, no.
That is a failure. And finally, charisma.
Why did you roll 20? What are you doing? Why did you roll the second one without me freaking button? I don't understand this.
That is actually a success. So you got 2 successes. So you would gain 150 gold pieces. So you spent 100 and got 150 back. So you did well at the tables this week.
Cool.
Let me see if any complications occurred.
Oh fuck. Yeah, someone was accusing me of cheating.
No complications. You make some local gambling buddy friends, which
Yes.
you I don't have names for them or anything, but you can say you're getting better known at the Devil's Heart gambling area. So that is your week. Next up, Eldwin. What were you doing?
Mainly just scribing spells, I think.
No, your downtime activity. What were you doing, Eldwin?
I was practicing learning alchemy.
Right. So I don't think there's a roll for that. You would just put your 5 days towards it. Because scribing scrolls, or spells, you don't have to do during the 8 hours. Like, there's plenty of time during the days outside to do that. Outside of the 8 hours. Lanvir, what were you doing?
I was doing magic
magical
item
items.
shopping. Could I
Okay.
spend an additional 200 to add the +2 that it says in the rules?
Yes, so if you want to say, like, during the week you were spending more money to get more contacts.
Yeah, so I would have spent another 200, so I have an additional +2 to the roll.
Okay, so Let's see. Buying magical items.
It's a persuasion check, and then it's a table for depending on what I roll.
Yeah, so give me a persuasion check with the correct bonus.
So this would be an additional 2 to whatever I roll, so 22.
Good roll.
Ramon, can you tell me where like all this is listed?
This is in
Xanathar's has
Xanathar's, right? Yeah.
downtime.
Thank you.
So give me
oh,
a D4 roll.
D4. A 1.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
So only one item, but let's see what it is.
Come on.
And that'd be a 100 roll? And
Yeah.
did you want to
hang
do
on,
that
I
or
gotta-
me?
Oh, you get to do it. I just have to find the magical item table.
I have it up if you want me to like send a link over, or I could roll it in Roll20 by the looks of it, and it would show what I get.
Yeah, I just picked it up. So that would be table E. So give me a D100 roll.
This could be interesting. 65.
All right. Oh.
Oh,
Potion of Supreme Healing. Well, there you go. So, a fairly rare, very powerful magical potion.
and then I have now the choice to buy that correctly.
Yes, you don't have to. You basically found someone who's selling something this powerful. Or, like, not directly selling, but looking to get rid of. Maybe one of the merchants that Nathaniel would have verified is legit.
And what would the cost of this potion be?
That's a good question.
It's very rare, apparently.
So it will cost.
Very rare is a D4 plus 1 times 10,000.
Well, I think it's halved because it's a consumable.
For consumables. So I don't know if there is a feasible way of you buying this.
So it would be 10,000.
The downside to buying magical items are expensive as F.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Would you be interested in that?
I mean, yes, but I don't think I have 10,000 gold if we scrapped
Try
everything.
to
in the
haggle
party.
anything to trade for it?
Oh, that's
Anything you
actually a
wanna get
good
rid of?
point. That's actually a good point. While we are here, should we sell some of these magic items we are never going to use?
You mean like the million items we have in the?
You could probably trade him if you have something rare or more valuable. He'll tell you that he is also willing to trade.
Is this am I too busy doing other things, or is this something I could assist on?
No, you can come and talk with him during this time. We'll say maybe you set up the time and Nathaniel decides to come with you.
Well,
There's-
on
yeah.
now, friend. We're travelers and of explorers of many things, and in our inventory we have, for example, pointing out my friend.
Let's see. We do have a surprising amount of spell scrolls that I don't know if any of us will ever use.
Are
Yeah.
any of them very rare or better?
Shadow classification, locate animals or plants,
So-
friends, foresight, fireball, enhance ability.
What
divine
level
favor.
of spell would be very rare?
That's what I was trying to look up. Let me see if I
I
can.
mean,
Where is our inventory? Why can I not find it?
it's in the
Grey one
pin.
was information.
Yeah, if you go to the pins, there should
I
be
got
a
it.
link in there.
6th through 8th is very rare.
Foresight. It's level 9.
We are not getting rid of that.
No, we'll get rid of something none of us can use, like or that none of us care about. Like,
Where did you
any
find
of us?
scroll rarity?
I just googled spell scrolls in D&D Beyond, and it shows it like has a table of spell level rarity, DC, and attack bonus.
Okay.
I mean, we have a prestidication.
So it needs to be 6th or 6th to 8th, 6th, 7th, or 8th to be very rare.
Oh, 9 is higher then.
Yeah, 9 is legendary.
Yeah, legendary.
Oh, yeah, I see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, you probably don't want
Uh,
to trade away your 9.
I
Yeah,
actually 6th, 7th, or 8th. Like I don't see myself using this spell. I have a magic jar scroll. I don't really see myself using magic jar, so
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird. That's definitely like
it's
out
a
of
weird
character.
PC
That is
spell.
definitely more of like a storytelling spell that like NPCs use than PCs.
Yeah.
Alright, so
That's
you're
definitely
gonna,
more of a bad guy, like BBG spell or something.
you're gonna offer him the magic jar spell.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
everyone's alright with that.
He says,
Can I try
Well-
to persuade him as a part of this?
sure, give me a persuasion.
I'm assuming on the as at the beginning of the 5th day for LJ to give over his list of the sheet he's been tracking.
I imagine, especially if I knew I was going shopping and didn't know what the price was going to be, I would be like, "Oi, money bag! The man with the money bag, come with me!"
Yeah. All right. So you talk to him. He says, "Well, magic jar is definitely an interesting spell, but it's not as all-purpose use as something as powerful as this healing potion. Maybe I can have a few more of your lower-level spells along with that."
Yeah, ones and twos and
that's
zeros.
fair.
He says, "Do you
Yeah,
have
I was gonna
any?
say.
Let's see. Do you have any?"
We could give him divine favor. We don't have a paladin or a war cleric, and I think that's 5th level.
Oh, yeah, he'll definitely take that if you want to give him that. What you
And
said
then
was
look-
divine favor?
I
Yep.
think that's
Yeah.
5th level.
Even
First
though-
level. I do apologize. That is much
I'll
lower.
say-
Than
Oh, yeah. I was
It's
like,
a-
that's
That's not the
fifth
spell you
level.
thought it was.
Nice try.
No, that's not the spell. No, that's not the spell I thought. For some reason, I thought it was that spell that gave everyone in a radius radiant
So
damage.
if you have a 3rd level spell, he'll take that along with magic jar.
Do we want to give him fireball? Because I mean, you already know fireball.
I already know, and is anyone else gonna be able to?
Oh yeah, I'll
No,
definitely take a fireball.
Yeah,
Wait,
no
hold
one
on, I
else
think
can
I can
learn.
use
No one
fireball.
else can learn it.
I
Can't I?
am a person with a sword and shield who they
yeah.
dragged along for this.
Uh,
No
you
one
know
else can use it, and I can make one whenever I want.
Never mind.
Yeah, I
Fireball,
don't-
get rid of it.
you could learn it from your magical secrets.
what did
but
you
it's
say,
not hard.
Nathaniel? I missed
No,
it.
you can get rid of it. Like, yeah,
okay.
I'd have to use magical secrets, which I wouldn't use it for a 3rd level.
Well, the good thing about fireball is you can kind of use it as a grenade if you have it on the spell list and save a spell.
Yeah, but it's not a bard spell, so I'd have to.
Oh,
I'd have to learn it.
I more meant Eldwin.
True,
Alright.
Eldwin could just use
Yeah.
it as a free fireball.
But yeah, if you want to give it to this guy, he is ready to make the deal. Fireball.
So what I would say to him,
Yeah.
I would speak up here and say, well, friend, you could take the first spell, or if you want fireball, then throw in another 2 potions.
Oh shit! Oh,
I'm assuming you mean like regular ones.
Yeah, regular potions, not anything.
Give me.
Okay, he's saying
Give me a persuasion.
you want fireball? Give me 10 grand worth of potion.
No, just regular potions.
He
question.
arches his eye at you and he says, 1 potion and we have a deal. 1 normal healing potion.
I will turn it over to my friend to make the final decision.
That's a good deal.
All right. He shakes, giving you the 2 potions. One, what was it? Supreme.
Yep.
And 1
Yeah.
normal healing, and he will take your magic jar and fireball scroll. So go ahead and delete those from your inventory and add your new potions.
I don't
I would
know
look
if I
My new friend and say, hey, can I keep a hold of this regular potion just so I have one?
Yeah, that's fine. I am just slowly becoming the potion carrier.
So say, if
question DM.
he has more in stock, I try and buy. It's 50 for
Well, I don't
regular,
know.
right?
I don't know if you're there right now. I thought this was just Nathaniel.
Oh, right,
and-
right. This was just those two.
Yeah.
But at some point I would have.
But if you want to buy more potions, how many more healing potions do you want to buy? Because you bought 2, right?
They bought two. I would have
I bought 2
thought.
regular ones, yeah.
Oh, I meant
God.
your party bought 2 from the market because there's only so many right now.
I think
So-
technically we've bought 4 total, a superior and 3 normal.
Well, the superior is not part of the pool because that's like a hidden thing. But
So
yeah,
I would
here. Go ahead.
like.
How many did you
I
want to
would aim for 2 more. If
buy? Yes, you
if I
are
can
able
only
to
find-
get 2 more for 100 gold pieces.
cool.
Question, Dan.
Yes.
As the quartermaster, would LJ be dragged along?
No. The
I-
quartermaster is like an more of an out of game thing, so you would not. Be there.
Okay.
I
And
probably would have just asked to borrow the bag for a shopping trip quickly.
Yeah,
The
I
bag
mean,
is gone.
we could say
Oh, true.
we could say like you brought some of the money with you just so you'd have it. But
Oh, over those 3 days, Uvla would have finished his lab, right?
yeah, Uvlal's lab is set up.
Over the 3 days, I would have asked him like what he would have needed to make a new bag of holding for us.
Oh,
After
yes. Let's see. He says, how long will a bag of holding take?
Because I imagine that is something we would have very much want as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
And then you have LJ carry it.
Especially if we're setting out.
Yeah, let me look. So he does have the recipe because he can make it as one of his infusions. Let's see, bag of holding. That would be under crafting magical items. So I believe bag is a uncommon item.
Yeah, it's not very up there.
He says, I will need... Pause for suspense as I scroll down.
What?
I'll need... He's an artificer. I'll need 5 days, 300 gold pieces of components, and 30 gold pieces worth of essence from something that's mechanically CR4 or higher. So he'd say, I need a somewhat powerful essence, not too powerful though.
Okay, let's start looking at this stuff because I think we can 100% do that.
Oh, we can absolutely afford that.
Yep.
Do we have the 300 components?
We have 1,050 arcane components.
All right, so minus the 300.
Got it.
And do you have something worth 30 in essence that's CR4 or higher?
Troll
Uh,
essence.
Where
That's
is all
all.
the essences?
It's on the far right.
It's alright.
Here we go. So troll essence. Yeah, troll essence CR5. How much did you say we needed?
30 GP.
30? Oh yeah, we have 250.
Yeah.
All right, so
I-
he will take the troll
I changed those
essence
values.
along with all the arcane stuff, and he says, now I just need to continually expose this to magic for a week, and you shall have your bag.
Could Eldwin help in any way?
No.
I'm not. Okay, I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
he was magical.
There's no
Um,
role involved in this, so this is just purely time and magic being used. He basically
I
just
thought-
continually exposes it to his magic to
I
enchant
thought
it.
there were rules about like for every person the time is like halved, but I might be misremembering.
I don't think so, but we'll say now, for now, no. So you can write that he will have that finished in 5 days from, when does his lab finish?
3 days in, so 3 more days.
Yeah, so just set the date of when he'll finish that. But on the 5th day, towards the evening, Scarlet will come to the group kind of at the end of the day and says, I may have found someone who saw what happened at Last Light. She is at the Devil's Hearth, and she says she is willing to talk to us.
Well, let's head over.
That's good news.
One quick thing. During any chance he could, he would have gone to Ubal about his ascending shield and see if he managed to gain any information on how to modify it or something like that.
How to modify what?
He had
His,
given the like extendo shield to Uval to see if he could figure out how to change out the blade and that.
yeah.
Oh, no, I apologize. I have not had much time on that project, but after I finish this bag of holding, I can look into it.
Thank you. And he would make sure it's in the lab.
Okay. So you are all heading over to the Devil's Hearth to meet this person?
Indeed.
All right. So the group heads over. Evelyn, yeah, or Scarlet.
Would LJ already be there from gambling, or is this after the 5 days?
I think
This
these are after
is-
the 5.
Yeah, this is at the end of the day, on the 5th day. It's kind of after you finished your gambling and got your money. But yeah,
So Bobby's
you
still there.
you are led to a table where there is a woman sitting there. She has a cloak on, a bow on her back, and looks like she has some sort of studded leather armor. She looks up and smiles at Scarlet and says, "These must be your friends." She would stand and bow and say, "My name is Alora Creed. It's good to meet you."
The
She
pleasure
says-
to meet you too.
I hear you wanted to know more about what happened in Last Light. I was actually there, so maybe I can help.
Yeah, so it seems like a few of our friends were captured, but we were wondering if any of the people who ran away went in directions other than here.
She says, "Forgive me, but are you all the Grey Wanderers?"
Ah, yes, indeed.
Oh,
My name is Onvir.
Well met, Onvir. Scarlet, you didn't tell me your friends were of such high prestige in the city. And she
Well,
smiles.
he is actually, as I
Well-
pumped under.
Yeah, me and Elduin.
Oh yeah. Sorry, it's been a while. I've been drinking, gambling all day. Oh hey John, how are you?
She nods and says, "Well, yes, it's definitely a pleasure to meet you all. I've heard much about your ventures and your exploits throughout the last few months. It seems that this town owes you quite a bit."
Okay. It hasn't been easy work, but to make everything better, it's worth it.
Indeed. I was curious, though. Are you all part of Candle, or are you part of some sort of mercenary group that just happened to be here when things went down?
Let's see.
I
A couple of our original members were very native to Candle. Elduin, you came from Last Light, don't you?
I'd been last night a couple of months by the time the Knoll attacks happened. But I've been enjoying my stay here.
I guess we're all not really all that local, although we do now own a house here.
I've been here for about a year before meeting them.
Are you wearing any of your, because you come from a noble family, don't you, Eldwin?
No.
Alright, maybe I'm misremembering then. So
That would
she...
be Nathaniel has a noble background, but not necessarily from this area.
This
I think we
area.
discussed previously. Yeah.
Alright,
So
so...
he would have had garbs of a high class on him.
Yeah. So yeah, she just kind of nods, kind of looking all of you over. She says, "Well, I'd be happy to help you all in any way I can. You said you were looking for someone who escaped during the attack."
Yes, I have the capabilities to talk to people I've met before, no matter the distance. They I talked to one of the people who had been captured, and they said that one of their friends had managed to escape from Last Light, but they haven't shown up here.
Do you have a name for this person?
Um,
She says,
Miriam.
"Oh." He says, "I'm familiar with the girl. She, I believe, lived on the outskirts of Last Light. I had spoken to her a few times during my stay there. Uh, I actually just arrived there maybe like a week or so ago, but she seemed very nice. I don't really know what happened to her, though. My apologies, but I only saw her briefly, and that was not during the attack. My guess would be she was in her home away from Last Light. But you're saying she was there when it happened?"
Oh, I'm trying to remember the exact wording I was given.
She says, "Well, I mean, it is possible. It's a large cave with all the crops growing. She may have been on the opposite side of the cave from where I was. But no, I'm sorry. I can't say I saw her. And I do know who you're talking about. I am a bit of a tracker and a ranger. Perhaps I can maybe look for her for you."
Yes, especially if you don't mind us coming with you. There are potentially some quite nasty people looking for Miriam as well.
She nods and says, "Do you know who is looking for them? And actually, do you know more about the attack on Last Light?"
I kind of give Scarlet a look of like, how much should I say?
Scarlet just kind of shrugs. You know that from what Scarlet said, she kind of only met this woman a few times, so you're guessing she doesn't know her that well.
So Nathaniel might step in here for a moment in his usual self and say, well, and you must know me, I'm the great Nathaniel Ben, and traveler of many worlds and many areas, and great history and studier of worlds and existences. So I've been learning and talked a little bit about this area that he's learned over the last few days, but then would break into, so Scarlet, tell me your interest in this particular matter and how you came to the knowledge of the events and engagement. And as a part of this, Nathaniel's trying to understand her background and trustworthiness.
Give me a insight check. She says, "Oh, well, I was just I was there due to sort of moving through the area at the time. As I said, I'm a ranger of the wilds. The wilds of the deep are extremely dangerous due to the connections to the void, which I'm sure you know of. But I do spend a lot of my time in them, usually in lit places if I can help it. And I had been staying within Last Light, at least for the time being, and I was planning to move on. But then the attack happened, and I was forced to flee as I did not want to get captured. That makes sense."
Oh yes.
And is she kind of passing my, muster and kind of etc.?
Yeah. I mean, you're not getting any bad vibes off her just from what she's saying so far.
I would kind of lean over to my friend and say, I think we should be willing to talk with this person, especially if we are going to potentially travel with her.
Look, I'll just say this, but for everyone involved, I think I keep the specifics slightly minimized. But we have a fairly strong idea that some specific people are being targeted for special skills they happen to have.
You say that to her?
Yeah, I'm just being like, look, it's probably just better if I don't say too much right now
She says, "Oh,
because it's some bullshit.
special skills. What sort of skills?" So you
But
think this attack happened because they were hunting someone in
It's
particular?
it's a feat. It is a potential outcome. Yes.
Um, she kind of looks at Scarlet, looks at the rest of you. She says, "Well, that is quite something. Um, do you know anything about who was being hunted? Was it this Mirren that you're, or was it this Mirren that you're asking about?"
Well, it should
Uh,
become as no surprise to you that we know a great deal. As you said you yourself, we are members of great rapport and strong knowledge of this area and trustworthy individuals. And as I'm sure you are aware, people of trusting nature trust us with many things that we might be willing to reveal to you in time. But at this point in time, it is much more important that you tell us what you know so that we, as the leaders of this area and the most well-respected travelers, adventurers in this realm, can act upon that knowledge.
She nods. She says,
Oh.
"Well, I think I don't know what else I could tell you. As I said, I didn't see her during the attack or what happened. I was able to flee the attackers and kind of move to a hidden position, watching as long as I can before I retreated into the caves." She thinks for a moment. She's like, "What else could I tell you?"
was
You
it
probably
purple worms that showed up? That's what we heard.
Yes, so some large purple beast had burst through the ground, and I did verify that they were most likely actual purple worms. As I kind of looked at the site later and found the rock very smooth, as a purple worm will do when they burrow. But I don't know how they could control such a beast. As far as I know, there's no way to train something that large. Maybe some kind of
mean-
magic.
I was gonna say I don't know about dominating something like that, but I definitely know there's magic for dominating people.
She nods and says, "I'm guessing it was some sort of magic, some nature magic that either summoned it or took control of it. But that would have to be something very powerful to do, to control something that large." I don't know if there's anything else I could say, really. I'm sorry I didn't see your friend, but yeah. I'm guessing if she got away, she's probably in the tunnels. I could go and look into where she used to live and see if she's back there.
Yes, I think, especially if potentially you wouldn't mind us joining, just in case something was to go wrong.
I prefer to work alone just because I can stay quiet. But if you really must travel with me, I might just have you go to Last Light and wait for me there. Because as I said, I prefer to move through the caves without a bunch of noise. And you all, no offense,
That's
but
fair.
you look very noisy.
If you're confident in your abilities, then feel free.
Yes, I'm very confident. I've lived in the wilds of the deep for quite some time.
I have so much temptation to try and stealth just to prove her wrong, but I'm not. I have a
I
plus
mean-
5 to stealth. I'm not unstealthy.
She didn't
I
call you
mean, this
noisy.
worked
She
for
called
us.
you all
I know, I'm just-
noisy.
I know, I'm just being a dick.
I'm just rolling just to see what I would roll. No, I'm good.
We all know that.
Just playing
Oh.
a snare drum as he walks down the hall.
Nathaniel, when she starts to offer to assist us, Nathaniel goes into a lecture on, well, just so you are aware, you are not allowed to use the Grey Wanderer's name in any shape or form. That is a trademark and
We are
limited.
not getting into copyright law.
Please, if it helps you at all, use our name.
She says, I would never dream of claiming I was part of such a prestigious group," and she smiles. "Don't worry, I will not tell anyone that I am with you."
You can say that you're working on behalf of us if you like, because it might be a bit annoying getting out of the gate at the moment because it's on full lockdown.
She laughs. She says, "Yes, it's very cute. Don't worry, I can get out the gate."
Nope, that makes sense.
Oh, Damn, just challenge you on there. What are you gonna do about it?
Look, I was just trying to
She didn't
suggest the
She
legal
didn't really
route, but
challenge him. She was just saying that she can get past the guards without issue.
Eldrick said that in person.
She
Oddly is
says
just there like, I mean, I was just trying to keep it legal, but okay.
yeah, no, I will not claim that I work with any of you. I'm guessing I'll need about 3 days to look into this. If you want to.
Convenient.
Hmm?
Oh, super convenient. That
Is it?
actually works well for us, yes. We're
Uh,
actually waiting on something to get made for 3 days.
Oh, I thought the thing was 5 days.
Yeah, but he completed his lab
Oh,
3
right.
days,
Right. So
so
it's
2 days
partially
had
done.
already gone. Yeah.
So yeah, she says I'll need to travel there, investigate, and come back. So yeah, I'm guessing it'll be about 3 days. Could
I
be
thought
sooner.
you'd done it on purpose, but you were just completely shocked by that.
No, it just happened.
Yeah.
What sort of well, I guess she'd say how about 3 days of work, maybe it's just investigating. So I'll say maybe 75 gold pieces for my time.
Eldrick just popped 75 gold pieces on the table. Yeah, that.
Taking out the party funds, LJ.
All right, so you get like a pouch of 75 gold and give it to her. She smiles and nods and says, "Where can I find you all, or should I just come back here in 3 days?"
Oh, we have a home. The Grey Manor. I give her directions.
Oh, well, that's convenient. Look at you all having a large house in town.
We've had it for a while, but we kind of bought it and then went on our last mission. So we have spent, like, I think, 8 days
Oh,
total there.
Yeah.
And she nods and says, "Well, I can come meet you there as well." What about you, Scarlet? Where are you staying?
With us.
Oh, well, that's convenient as well, in case I have any more questions for you. She nods and says, "Yeah, I'll be there." She says, "All right, well, I'll be off then. I'll see you all in 3 days."
Also want to say, despite LJ living in the manor now, he probably still gonna keep up, right? If he rents or owns the building he and his husband used to live in, he's keeping up that.
Yeah, I mean, that can be part of your expenses. That's probably not a very expensive house.
Yeah, just keeping up with that.
All right, so she says, "I'll leave first thing tomorrow." So you can mark, let's see. You can mark that she will start on, lost my calendar. She will start on the 40th of spring and be back by the 43rd of spring.
And the bag of holding will also be finished on the 43rd, correct?
I'm not sure. I didn't look at the timing of that. So as long
I'm
as
pretty
it's 5
sure.
days, then yes.
Yeah, because he would have started doing it on the 68th.
Okay.
68?
Sorry, I went real weird on those numbers. I know what I meant. No, yeah.
38.
Yeah, 38 is what I meant.
Yeah, I mean, if they start on a day, they will finish like 5 days later at the end of that day. Like 5 days from then.
Yeah, so they'll both finish about the same time.
All right.
Same day.
Oh, and actually, I forgot, Nathaniel, we didn't do your thing yet.
Yeah, I was going to bring it back up, but wait. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll say, yeah, we'll flash back a little. So let me see what you have to roll.
It's just a charisma check.
Question, does he get like a +2 anything from transitioning LJ's advances towards him to conversation?
Does he get a bonus? Probably not, because it would only have been like a short-term thing.
It's a charisma persuasion check, and then the things are based on a table of like 5 results.
Why am I not seeing?
Want me to roll?
Oh, there it is. Carousing. All right. So, how much did you spend?
It's
I didn't. Did I see? I didn't see any money on it, but I can spend money.
So,
It's money, depending on which class you're carousing with.
so it would be merchant, so 50 gold pieces. It's up to
and
250 for like high class nobility, but yeah, I'll say it's 50.
Okay. And then the other thing I'd say is, just so you know, I have this feat as well, or this background.
Okay.
Oh shit.
All right. So,
Did you want to spend the 250 to go for nobles then?
I don't have that much gold, so I'd have to take it out of party funds.
We could, we did kind of start distributing the money a little bit. If you guys wanted to say you took some, because we
So-
all took like about 1,000.
So what I'd like to do, Lou, if the party's okay with it, I know you said this is a merchant class town, but I'm looking to go for the highest class of the highest class. So maybe not 250, but maybe like 200 gold, and I'm really trying to carouse it up and show that I am a person worthy of the highest levels of this town.
yeah, sure. If you want to spend 200 gold, I'll say with your court functionary knowledge, you were able to find some of the cream of the crop people here. So go ahead and give me, what was it,
You actually have to be a noble to even think about spending the 250.
yeah.
And then can you take that out of party inventory for me, team?
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No
yeah-
problem.
Go ahead. So minus, yeah, the 250 for that. And it is a charisma persuasion check. Alternatively, you can try to use a disguise kit and deception if you're trying to be sneaky, but I'm assuming you're just straight up being
Straight
persuasive.
up because I'm a bard and, you know, persuasion's kind of my...
Well, well, you
Persuasion.
did pretty
Nice.
good.
21 plus. Character has made 3 allied contracts.
Rolls a 12, 25.
What's the
Yeah.
plus 4 for?
Proficiency.
And the plus 9 is
Expertise. Oh no, it's
expertise.
charisma and then expertise, I think.
Yeah, sorry.
maybe.
Yeah.
okay. So you have expertise. That's why.
Yep.
That makes sense. All right. Yeah. So
Jack of all trades, so I can't technically roll lower than a 10 either, so...
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, you would make some contacts within the higher ups of the town, who I don't have names, but if you want to just list somewhere that you have these 3 contacts, you can probably use them to get more information or maybe access to certain things later.
Yeah, and I'll put a note of that and politely remind you at some point when the time comes up. Like, again, depending on what the next day comes in, I might use some of those contacts to actually get some insight on Scarlet and this other person to see how legit they are, Eleanor or Elor.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to try to get more information from your contacts about them?
Yeah, again, if we're moving on to the next day, that's probably how I would spend the next day.
All right. So yeah, I'll say you through some of these parties you talk about Scarlet and who was the other one?
Elor, the person we just met, Elora
Ellen.
Creed,
Oh,
Alora. Oh, the ranger.
the one we
Okay.
just met.
So they don't know who Scarlet is. Are you gonna tell them anything about Scarlet's abilities, like that she
She's
can...
from a
No, this
completely
is me
different
just
nation.
getting information. It's like I've spent the last 5 days carousing these folks, and I make a polite. I invite one of them for tea or something like that, and just as a part of that conversation, I'd say I ran into this interesting individual, and I don't reveal anything about them. Have you come across them before? Do you have any insight of if they're worth our time, so to speak?
So she, let's say it's a lady. She says, "Oh well, I don't know who this Scarlet is, but I do recognize the name Creed. You said her name was Alora. And
Yes,
she
that
was
that was the name she gave to me, but you can never trust these types, as you know.
Oh yes, very, very, very true. Well, I actually recognize. I know of a Creed who was a ranger, but I don't think her name was Alora. What was her name, dear? Oh, I don't remember. Yes, she was a some sort of mercenary. You see, I believe she has contacts within the Empire. Quite powerful
Ooh.
ones.
How many days has it been?
Mother.
We would have just for Nathaniel's own thing. We would have brought up the name the Foxhearts at some point and mentioned they were nobles in the Empire.
Oh, for Nathaniel's edification?
Yeah,
Sure.
just because.
Well, yeah, I told him
Yeah.
about the
We-
Foxhearts and how
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
dominate.
And
Yeah.
I might casually mentioned, oh, does she potentially have a connection to the so-called Foxhearts?
The Foxhearts? Oh, I don't think so. I think she's, what was it, dear? I can't put my finger on it now. I can look into it for you, though, if you give me some time. I do owe you for that amazing song you sang at my party on several days ago. People still
Oh,
talk
you're
about that.
You are far too kind, but yes, if you were to enlighten me a bit more, perhaps you can even make it into one of my songs someday.
Oh my. I should hope I'm that lucky. Dear, could you get our investigator to look into where this Elora Creed came from? It might be a different name, but yes, well, I'll get back to you when I know more.
You are far too kind and treat me far too well. And we'd probably continue on for a little while, carousing about other things, but yeah.
All right. And I assume you bring this information back to the group.
Yeah, I would bring it back and say, well, so it seems like this person, I mean, she's a ranger, so it's no surprise that she has a semi-mysterious background, but connections to the Empire and perhaps some things not totally truthful. My contacts will tell me more as soon as they can.
I feel like the second you say Empire, like Onvia's face just goes like that full Shrek meme where he's just like, oh no.
Yeah, depending on yeah, Empire also brings up LJ's past, but probably a different one than what's being talked about here.
Oh well, the Empire as well. The Foxhearts.
Yeah, different Empire he's worried about, but
All right. So yeah, we'll say that was maybe the day after. Would have been on the next day. So it is currently. So spend another 2 gold for that. Well, I guess you spent it already for the 5 days. But it is now the 40th of spring.
This next day, after he has just told us about
It's
like
about
what happened.
well, we'll say that was like a morning meeting. We'll say it's about 9:30 in the AM when he gets back from breakfast with his ally and tells you about that.
I would follow or ask about Nathaniel for another chat. By ourselves.
All right. So
Okay.
you want to take Nathaniel aside?
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm able to do that, I would throw out something.
All right. What are you gonna say to him?
So, after what you just told us, I realize something. You're trying to pass yourself off as a merchant. Do I have that correct?
I'm not a merchant per se, but a person who is connected like a merchant. It's not about the selling of goods, but the acquiring of information.
Then how about this? Why would someone of your stature not have a bodyguard? So how about I play that role for you every time you're in town?
Well, I appreciate the offer, my fine friend, and you are welcome to assist me at times when needed, but you have to understand at times force is worth showing. but at times a delicate touch and the word and a good song will get you a lot further than just pure brute strength.
I wonder if there's
Alright.
a way to permanently make someone talk through the message spell.
That I do understand that, Nathaniel, but a bodyguard will always be nice. You never know with the shady types. Not saying the merchants are shady types. I'm assuming they're good people, but a bodyguard would always be nice.
Hey, you're very right, my very friendly and strong friend. But if those few occasions I do get into trouble, I'm very good at getting out of a sticky situation. And while I would love to talk to you more, at this time I think I do need to move on to my next conversation, and bloop, I disappear dimension dooring out of there.
Alright, so Nathaniel poofs away.
The final thing I'll say, I don't understand my magic, but this motherfucker just wastes magic to
To poof away.
Oh yes, and it was like he's. If I like to imagine I was nearby, and I'm just like, yeah, and that was like the second highest spell he could probably do at this time,
Alright.
And
if
Nathaniel,
not the highest.
from your travels with Nathaniel, you have realized that while he is a reasonably powerful spellcaster, and he views it as a utility. He views it as a game almost, not something to be managed and something more to have fun with. So he does have that tendency to kind of I don't I'll tell you this out of character. Like when I'm spellcasting, I don't waste things because I don't want to be a burden on the team, but I am definitely not a min-max person.
Fair.
Yeah, LJ is still gonna protect Nathaniel for those situations where he's out of magic.
Yeah, that might be actually how you sell Nathaniel on the bodyguard, is that sometimes you run out of shit.
Yeah, he probably finds you later after you poof out and come back. He probably fight it again, but with that selling point.
Alright. Well, what about Eldwin? You've been kind of quiet for a bit. Is there anything you're up to?
For the last 3 days, I would I would start doing like some research, seeing if I can find out like any information on
Well,
purple worms or any.
so over the 5 days, you did the alchemy stuff. This is the next day, I mean, because it's 9:30 a.m. on this 40th of spring. So, what is your character doing today? You're gonna go look for information on a purple worm.
Yeah, because I've been hearing a bunch about this stuff, so it's like I should probably figure out how to as much as I can about that creature or any creatures like it.
So you don't know of any libraries in the town. However, you do know that Nathaniel was just boasting of rich contacts, which often do have libraries. So that might be a source to get at some books.
All right.
If you want to ask him about that.
Yeah, so I would then at some point find Nathaniel, and I just come to him. It's like, Nathaniel, you've been hanging around with many of the noble types here, right?
Well, yes, I mean I am discerning of who I choose to spend my time with. Some may call them noble, some may just call them good people.
What? Okay. Well, it's like seeing if I wonder if you could get if I can get some help getting in contact with some of them. I want to see if I can find information on purple worms or any creatures like them, but the only main sources of information are going to be in people's personal libraries.
Oh, that is an interesting conundrum, especially if you were to be interested in specific areas of history or magic. I could definitely provide some context there. The nature of the purple worm, while it's hit obviously very close to home. It's a very unique thing. I will have to chat about that. I'm not sure who of my contacts might best help there. I don't know, Raven, if there's something you wanted me to do with that.
So you do know one of the merchants has a pretty impressive library. You could call upon them to give you a favor, but if you do that, it's almost like a type of currency to spend among the rich. Like if you're asking for favors, like you already asked one of them for a favor to look into Elora.
Yep.
So it means like you're more in their debt and they owe you
Yeah, I'm
less.
trying to catch in some chitlets, and I explain this, and I'm like, I'm not sure that this one's going to be the one we want to spend my currency on, my friend. I'm sorry. At this point, while we could ask them for the assistance, I think one of the major cities, and I know you guys are tentative on this, but in the Empire, some of the main libraries themselves might be better for us to travel ourselves to do that research rather than try to find it here. Again, the noble families here are nice, but this is a bit of a backwater.
They're not that nice.
Yeah. And LJ's probably the bodyguard and Nathaniel at this point.
No, he ran away from you. He dimension doored, so you're not with him right now.
So, still trying to find him. Got it.
Like, where'd he go? Or you went drinking again, I don't know. But yes,
One of the two.
one of the two.
Probably
So,
both.
what do you want to do, Anvir? Or sorry, not Anvir, Eldwin.
Alright. I guess on hearing that, it's like, well, honestly, I trust your judgment dealing with those types. Like, despite the fact my father always acted like he was some noble-born, never actually had much experience with the type.
Yes, it is an acquired taste for sure. But I do like your idea of doing this research. If the rest of the group would like to travel to a more significant city to do some of this research, I would not be against such an idea.
All right. So, what do you want to do instead, Eldwin, for today? I mean,
Looking through my stuff, I have a drow spell book with some spells in it that I could copy into my book.
oh, do you know what session that's from? I think I know which spellbook you're talking about. Here, let me check my notes. I could just give you that list. Because it's probably from that drow wizard you defeated.
Yeah, it's from the
wizard.
Because
That's the only drow we fought.
Yeah, that's the only drow with spells that I remember you fighting.
Back in session what? When did Astral join?
Oh, I don't know. A
About
while ago.
50?
So yeah, no, earlier than that. 40s.
Shoot.
Late 40s, early 50s, I know that.
So 30 something sessions ago.
Yeah, something like that.
That was the drow mage. Let's see, what does he have? He has a bunch of stuff. Can I copy paste this? Oh, you know what I can do? And Anvir, is there a new project you want to get on? Or actually, are you all planning to go someplace now after these 5 days? Or are you just waiting another 3 to hear back from Elora?
I think we want to wait for the bag and to see if we hear back from Elora. And if we don't hear back from Elora, we're gone. This bitch is double crossed us and going out.
Okay.
How dare she? So yeah, try to think of what you might want to do for the 3 days. Those are the spells. It's kind of weird, but it was a copy paste, so.
Question. Nathaniel.
real quick, to scribe those, you do still have to spend the gold you normally spend if you were scribing them from a scroll.
Yeah, so 50 per level.
Question. At the end of the 3 days, Nathaniel, does LJ convince you to let LJ become your bodyguard?
Roll for me a persuasion check.
Watch me fail this because I have a -1 charisma.
And I will roll a. I like dice. I like dice rolls. Let me pull out my character sheet. What would I roll? What would I roll to see if he convinces me? What would the DC be against?
I mean, usually persuasion is not really countered by anything. It's more just like how difficult you think it would be to convince someone of something. Like
So what I
deception
would
is
say,
countered by.
back to LJ is, we'll use you on occasion, but you have to be discreet, and you have to know when I tell you to give me the space and step away, that you will give me the space and step away. Under those conditions, I would be interested in potentially having your assistance.
That would be perfectly fine with me.
All right. So yeah. So I guess Eldwin, you're just doing spell scribing today.
Yeah.
What about Anvir?
Yeah, that is an amazing question, isn't it?
Remember, spell scribing isn't necessarily downtime, so you can do a downtime activity while you're scribing. I don't think you're going to spend, 10 hours scribing spells. I mean, maybe.
Probably not, but
All right, well, I'll get back to Anvir. Nathaniel,
Yeah, sorry.
what are you doing over these 3 days?
I'm probably still trying to improve my. Well, let me.
You want to do more
Sorry.
carousing?
Yeah, I think so. Let me think about this for a second.
So I'll just tell you, you're probably, and you would know from talking to the people in this city, there's probably only one more guy you can make contact with.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm getting the impression that I'm probably reaching that.
So if you want,
Yeah.
you can try, but yeah, if you roll higher, you will only get one more contact here.
How long does it take to learn a language, and is there any interesting languages in this town in particular, or that I might have come across as being like, oh, that's worth learning?
So it is 10 work weeks minus 1 week per int modifier. So 50 days? Well, 50 depending on how your int is. Do you have any...
Unfortunately, it's a 0, so...
Yeah, so it'd be 50 days of downtime. And you certainly could look for a teacher. You just have to pay them, by the week. Or you could go to a party member who knows a language you want to learn. And as long as they're willing to use their downtime to teach you, then you could do that.
I would... let me think about this just for another minute if someone else wants to go.
I will actually start putting some downtime towards some religious services.
Okay, in the local, you have a very specific god, though, don't you?
I have a god who is very specific to, like, for worship, but, like, their coverage is very broad, if that makes sense. Like, my god's whole thing is to, like, lend support to people in dark times.
Alright, so you can try to help the Church of Palor if you like, but there is possibly an opportunity to grow your religion in this town, if you want to put time towards that. Like, maybe build a cathedral or a shrine to your own god.
Yeah, I might start doing that.
Start converting people. So you're kind of preaching and doing religious services.
Yeah, it's like he's a very unknown god. He's very low maintenance.
So you can make a project for that, and you're not sure how long that'll take, but you can start putting days into it and see how it goes.
Converting the populace, day 1.
pretty much.
Yeah, you wouldn't convert LJ. He already has a god. But I feel like in between convincing Nathaniel to become his bodyguard and probably succeeding at the end of the third day, he would try to repair, so to speak, all the blood, mess, and some of the furniture inside the home, and if he owns it, try to rent it out and make some passive income.
I don't know if you can rent it out right now. I'll have to look into that.
I'm
'Cause, yeah,
surprised
there
he's not
isn't
trying
really-
to go fighting.
there isn't really like a thing like renting. It's more like you're staying at the inn or you kind of own a place. But yeah, you certainly have the home for now. You can, let's see, what can you do with it? Well, you could.
Wow, the downtime for selling items is fun.
Yeah.
Just downtown to sell?
Yeah.
So I guess how would you try to go about renting it?
Is there like a billboard or something with
No, there's no billboards. You would probably have
Cruising down the
to
highway of the caves.
you'd probably have to just start talking to people like around town and looking for someone who might want to rent. So that would probably be persuasion. So you can make a persuasion check for the 3 days and see how you do.
at the end of 3 days or each
I mean,
day?
there are a lot of displaced
well-
people at the moment who probably want somewhere to sleep.
Yeah, none of them have money though. Give me go ahead and make a project for that, and we'll say you're putting time into it, and I'll get back to you on how successful you are. So
Got it.
you can put 3 days into it. So Eldwin,
Should I put 3 days into mine as well? I only put one.
put 1 for now. Sorry, yeah, just 1 day.
Alright.
Lou, coming back to me for languages, what was the they weren't gnomes. What were the little people that we keep running into?
No, gnolls.
Gnolls.
Gnolls aren't
They had a
little.
Well,
Gnolls are
Okay,
like 6
sorry.
feet tall. Is
Well,
that who you're talking
middle.
about?
Yeah, that is who I'm talking about. They have a
Okay.
specific name language too. That's Gnoll, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Knoll,
Eldwin speaks.
yeah.
Knollish is a language, yeah.
I would like to start learning Gnollish. Is there anyone in town that would be able to help me with that
Eldwin?
endeavor left in town?
Eldrin.
Yeah, but Eldwin's already working on something.
Sure.
Unless he wants
Yeah.
to do that instead.
I mean, there
Yeah, I
are
was hoping to
gnoll
find
populace.
somebody else that I mean I
But
might use
yeah, we've got a
Elton
null
all around
population.
in town using somebody else.
It
Yeah.
has been like a week at this point. Has like Dosha and all the gnolls come in?
Yes, they had arrived. So they're
Yeah, you
Oh yeah, I know Dosha. Could I use Dosha as a teacher? Would he be willing to do that? Would he be a good teacher?
So if you go and talk to Dosha,
Would he be a teacher or would he know someone who would help me learn? English?
he says, yes, I could help you. I am still settling in. I am also, well, he says, I'm kind of also trying to help my people get settled in, but I do know someone who can help you. I myself might be a bit busy as all these new tribes needed places to stay and need to be set up here. So, do you mind if I find you someone else to teach you?
Not one little bit. You are a good communicator, but yes, I would take somebody else.
Alright, so he finds you an older gnoll who doesn't really have much going on in one of the villages and introduces you. And let me see what's involved in this.
Didn't we say it's like 250 days or some bullshit?
50 days.
Yeah, it's 50 days. It's 10 weeks, 10 work weeks. But what is, oh, it's training. That's right. So, the Knoll, yeah, he's fine teaching you. Are you willing to pay him for his time?
Sure. How much does he want?
Just 25 gold per week.
Okay.
So like 5 gold a day, just to help him with his own expenses. All right, so you give him a down payment of the first 25, and he will begin teaching you, and we'll see how much you get to learn.
So I
yeah.
and I'm fine with a no here, Lou, but so I know int to lower the thing. I don't have much int, but I do have quite a few speech abilities. I don't know if this would help at all. Stuff like this. Again, if the answer is no because it's not in the rules, that's fine. But I thought I would at least ask. They're really for in the moment type stuff, but I feel like they might help in terms of the speech language.
Damn, Nathaniel's pointing out all the stops for this.
Yeah. Let's see. Action. Yeah. I think that's more like in the moment. I'm not sure that would actually help you learn quicker.
Fair enough.
So what is your intelligence modifier?
0.
Okay, so it's the
10.
full 10 work weeks.
Yeah, it's 10.
He's
That's
not
fine.
a well-studied individual.
Can I ask a question about that real
Or at
quick?
least-
Because I think when we first like when I first started doing the alchemy training, like alchemist training, I think like we did like a different set of rules at the time or something. Because I have something different, so it's 10 work weeks of.
So it'd only be 5 work weeks for you.
Yeah, if you have a 20, then you need 25 days instead of 50.
I'm actually only at 18, funny enough.
All right, so then you need 6, so 30 days.
Alright, so I don't know, I need 30 days. Okay, because for some reason in my notes I have 250, and I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, the old rules from the DMG were more harsh, but the Xanathars are the ones I'm using now.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 30 days for me. Okay,
All right.
and it's 25 for a work week, right?
Yeah, it's 25 per week on expenses to learn. So, like for you, for your like chemicals, you'd probably be purchasing to use on your alchemy set. You gotta buy like a high school alchemy set to mix the vials and put on your safety goggles. All right, so are we ready to pass some more time as we wait these 3 days?
While we're waiting these 3 days, I'm going to start working on making an invisibility scroll.
Ooh.
All right. Now that is a whole separate project. So if you're doing that, you're not learning alchemy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you know how much time you need to do that?
That is second level. I believe that's 3 days.
I believe you are correct.
Yeah,
3
3
days,
days,
250 gold.
Yeah, which you can also use your inks to do that if you don't want to use the gold. Or you can use your art. Well, yeah, you can use your arcane components. That's fine. So you can use ink to do that. You can use gold pieces to just buy the stuff, or you would use arcane components.
All right.
Now, I'm not saying you're going to get 3 days because something might happen, but you can start putting
Oh,
time
yeah.
towards it.
I will just say for future reference in the crafting items, it does say for every person divide the time by the amount of people.
I don't actually think I'm going to use that rule because that would be kind of broken.
No, it's all good. I was just saying that is what it says.
I'll look into that later, though, but for now, we'll say it's just per person.
Yeah,
because
I
then
think
you
it's
could just like hire like 8 NPCs to do something in a day, which would be kind of silly.
Although that being said, it takes like 50 work weeks for some stuff.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we can discuss it. But everyone has their new downtime project.
I am converting the world.
All right.
And I'm trying to rent out a home.
You're trying to rent out your home. Nathaniel, you were learning a language, and
Yep.
Eldwin is making a scroll. All right. So, a day will pass. Again, 2 gold pieces upkeep. And actually, Nathaniel, well, I guess you're paying the money for the party, so never mind. I was going to say maybe you want to live a little bit higher status, but you don't actually have to if you don't want to.
Yeah, I actually did take a little bit of extra gold out earlier for that exact reason. I'm not doing 4 gold per day. I'm doing about 2.5 per day based off of kind of how I'm feeling the days are going.
Okay. So yeah, another day would pass.
So this is now the day after Nathaniel told us the stuff, right?
Yes. This is the
Okay.
41st now. And during the day, you are all working on your various stuff when around 1:30 in the afternoon, you can tell because the light rock or the sunstones are fairly bright, there would be a very loud commotion and screaming coming from a part of town.
Just
do you all
a
want
part
to
of
do?
town.
I imagine.
Yeah, let me figure out where you all are right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I imagine I'm like at the Devil's Hearth or somewhere.
I'm probably somewhere up here.
Leo's probably in the market looking for a renter. Anvir, Devil's Hearth. Nathaniel, I'll say you're kind
Either
of
at the Devil's Hearth or maybe the market. Just I'm where somebody of interest is at.
an Eldwin. Maybe you'd be at home?
I'd be at the manor, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah, so something is going on. You would kind of, I'll say, first, Nathaniel, you look out the window and see a bunch of guards running towards the north. Everyone in the market where you are, LJ, there's a bunch of talking, and people seem to be on edge as you see a bunch of people come running in from the northeast of you towards the market.
LJ immediately grabs the sword, sets off.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Onvi hears an explosion. He's
Guard,
like,
you stay with me. Okay.
yeah, no, I was gonna say Onvi does the same.
All right, so in the Devil's Hearth, maybe you two are sitting at a table, and yeah, you would see Anvir take off towards what's going on. What about you, Nathaniel?
I look around at my friend. This is what we do, and I follow.
All right,
Shit's going down.
yeah, the Knoll with you just sort of nods, and he's gonna wait here. So as you're running through the street, there are a bunch of people running past you. Some guards are also moving towards the northwest or northeast. And Eldwin, are you going as well to see what's going on?
if I hear the disturbance, then yeah.
So as we're running out and start heading through the area, I
Just taste some Blade songs, and he's there before we even
I
blink.
duck away for a second,
I
and
was thinking about it.
before we get there, I cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
Honestly, I think even with your Blade Song, LJ still reaches there for you.
So, LJ is the first to get to a humongous hole in the ground.
Oh no!
A bunch of dead people laying around. The guards come running up as well. They say, "Oh gods, what's that? What happened here?" And one of the guys on the floor who is badly wounded would yell, "The creature came out of the ground, broke my legs."
What did it look like?
Onvi just immediately screams, "Attack!"
Well, LJ is the first one to get there. You guys are still running up. But
Dead.
he says,
Sorry.
I don't know where it went. It went back. And then you would hear some more screaming up north near Town Hall.
LJ would set off that direction after yelling, "Down here!" to the Grey Wanderers, as he
And-
probably knows they're approaching.
Yeah, I'll say at this point you all are kind of seeing each other and coming up upon each other.
To the town hall.
All right, so you are headed towards town hall.
You'll go.
And actually, before we do that, let's do a quick break because we're a little over halfway in. So 10-minute
Alrighty.
break, and then we'll all
Alright.
rush the town hall.
I
Something's
like to
going
imagine the
down.
rest of us are just like, where the fuck did Nathaniel go? The
Oh,
bastard ran away.
Oh, Nathaniel's here. Oh, wait, he's invisible. Ha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just following.
No.
Sneaky.
Question, Nathaniel. Did I convince you on the first day, or the second, or the third?
Who said you ever convinced him?
Sorry, I was just about to step away. Yeah, I'd say probably on the second day. Again, I gave you some conditions in terms of respecting my independence and being away from me when told. But assuming you agreed to them, then yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he would agree to them in a heartbeat. That seems very reasonable.
But I'm gonna go grab a drink and a snack. I'll be right back.
And I would do the same without the drink.
Anyone read of any of the new UA stuff?
Oh jeez. Some
Well,
of
not,
the new,
not new, but like just like
the last
batch.
stuff.
I don't like it, man. Like
I oh boy.
the warlock is like, it's not even that it's bad.
It's not a warlock.
What did
It's
I
not
turn up
great.
to?
It is great. Don't get me. Oh, talking about the UA warlock, like it looks
Oh,
fun as shit. And the fact now that you are no longer just a charisma caster, you get to pick.
pick between what? Intelligence and charisma?
And wisdom, all three.
What? So, if I
So-
understand it,
so
you can
from
choose
now on-
three.
So what happens now is at the beginning when you first make your warlock, you immediately choose whether or not you're a tome, sword, or chain warlock, and then you get to pick charisma, intelligence, charisma, wisdom, charisma, intelligence, or it's like
All right.
one you get to pick charisma, intelligence, one you get to pick charisma and wisdom, one you get to pick wisdom and or intelligence as your
And
casting ability.
if
So
I
you
also understand that, you are no longer I believe warlocks were half caster.
they are now like half
Yeah, they're now
casted,
half casters.
unless you take the Mystic Arcanum invocation, which can give you 9th level spells if you're at the
Which-
right level.
That's
And
but that's one of my problems with warlock is 'cause it's like
Well, there's
so I
a-
could do all these stuff, or I could actually be useful at later levels.
I thought warlocks were already half casters.
No, they were kind of like their own thing.
Yeah,
They
they were a
didn't-
special thing.
Yeah, like they ain't even called spell They don't even get spell casting. They get pact magic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
'cause they
believe
weren't the
they-
same as like artificers, rangers, paladins.
Yeah. So everything that made warlocks out the window.
Pretty much.
It is.
Most of it.
Yeah, it's an interesting class. It just feels nothing like 5e
It's just,
warlock.
it's just not the warlock. It's another class sharing the name.
A class that shouldn't be existed. It should be still two.
How about sorcerers as one of their class features? Just getting wish
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Or how about
with
the fact
zero
that a wizard-
drawback.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
What? Zero
Oh.
drawbacks?
Yeah, how about the fact that a wizard at 10th level can just make a fireball with 520-foot range?
I'm
But-
sorry. What?
With
And-
520-foot range and ignores allies.
At what level?
At like 10th level.
That is it's stupid.
Like,
That
it's
should be-
hard to make permanent, but they have this thing where they can spend one spell slot to modify the hell out of a spell.
Well, it's still
Yeah.
playtest.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
wait,
yeah, but I saw that. I'm like, oh,
the create spell is balanced though, because
WotC has been terrible at balancing things forever.
yeah, it's
yeah.
not the worst because like to make your spell permanently modified, you have to consume an arcane focus worth 1,000 gold for each spell level.
Oh yeah, it's expensive.
Did Nathaniel get back? Gray?
Yeah.
Yep,
yeah.
I'm back.
Was going to
I have
say there was some pretty
all
good role
beverage
play
now.
with the with all the talking to the nobles, so I'll give you inspiration if you don't have it.
Hey, thank you, my friend. I enjoy a little RP.
Well,
I try not to dominate the conversation. Again, as always, folks, if I talk too much, please let me know.
Oh no,
Yeah,
go
fun.
for it. I'm always feel really awkward, so
well,
I just don't.
I mean, the groups had like a month straight of combat, so it's probably a nice
Yeah,
change
it's weird
of
to
pace.
swap in.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
I
I don't know what to do with
enjoy,
myself.
I enjoy combat a lot, but I also I do enjoy the RP. I'm not a big puzzle exploration person, but I enjoy the characters and RP, and then I very much enjoy the combat as well.
Yeah, they're like a bunch of soldiers coming back from war. They don't know what to do anymore. Just like 1,000-yard stare.
Except we're actually still living happy lives and so just getting dejected onto the street.
Yeah, you actually have something to show, like, to show for all of that.
Yeah.
We're being put through hell. So that's good. But yeah, I don't think, and yeah, if anyone does mind, yeah, just let me know. But it seems like everyone's having fun with it.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
I try to make it entertaining. I try to have a little bit of fun. Nathaniel is naturally verbose, and so am I, for that matter.
And if anyone
yeah.
does have the story points, this is a good time for, your backstory characters or your backstory side quests. Because we're kind of in the middle of things.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about that then if you're offering.
Well, it's if you have the 10 story points, or 3 story points if you want to introduce a backstory character.
Oh, I am 3 away from 10.
Yeah, so
So gross.
once you get those.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to go for it.
I have 2.
Yeah, I think I'm the highest at the moment.
Alright,
I should
I
probably know
use
this.
mine.
Can you use polymorph on yourself?
Yeah,
have to
but
be-
you
You
can.
can.
You
You
can,
can't
but it
cast.
can break concentration from you getting damaged while in that form.
yeah, it's not the best
Gotcha.
idea, because usually polymorph, you take a bunch of damage.
That's true.
And you said the thing we're about to go to is in the first day?
Wait, what?
The town hall thing. We're on the
well,
first day, right?
it's on the 41st right now. So we passed the 40th, so you all put 1 day towards whatever you were doing.
So, I feel like if I can run Nathaniel at the end of the second day, and this is the beginning of the second day, this probably what helps it.
Yeah. I mean, whatever you guys want to do. Alright, so we ready to get going again?
Oh no, but yes.
Yes.
I've got alcohol, so yes.
Oh, there you go.
My man.
You might
Bit too
RP
early for
drinking.
me.
I am drinking.
It's a bit early for me. It's only like 12:30.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Oh no! Oh no! I can see it. Oh
I
no!
can see it too.
Alright, so you come running up the street as a bunch of guards are with you. They go, "Oh gods, it's so large." Give me initiative roll.
Like, oh, that's bad.
It's so big. No jokes.
That's what she said.
Oh
I was
jeez.
about to say the same thing.
You know when it was in. You know it was going to be there.
20.
Probably set myself up for that one.
I rolled a 3 and a nat 20. Sweet.
Whammy, so that's my token. Remember to do that. It rolled like shit. One person who should probably go first goes last.
Oh god, I think it's sad that I rolled a nat 20 and don't think I'm going first still.
Do you want me to put an icon for invisibility? I don't know which one to use.
It's
ninja.
it's the ninja. So remember, if you're not stealthing, people can still hear you, though they probably won't know what exactly you are unless you have attacked someone.
I'm guessing within the commotion, it would be hard to hear me individually at this point. But yeah, I'm aware of that.
They would just hear footsteps where no one is, which would be weird.
It's mostly just to get myself in the right position and see what opportunities there might be initially.
All right, so the first act is going to be the guard.
Random town guard.
Oh, he's brave. He's like, let's go. We gotta save these people, and he's gonna rush forward. 30 feet.
Die!
Are you gonna yell that?
No, I'm just kidding.
All right. So he rushes
Since-
forward. Yeah.
Since LJ is right next to Eldrin, he's probably just gonna whisper to Eldrin using his free speech. You know, he's probably gonna die, right?
Yeah, probably.
Alright, so he's gonna rush up here and go, oh gods, and take the dodge action. 'Cause he does not want to run up on it unless he's gonna stab it. So he approaches cautiously. Anvir, you were next to act.
I move to here. I see that horrifying big bastard, and I just shit myself.
Roll the shit.
Yeah, I roll to see if I lose my back.
Hope you wear your brown pants.
And I will channel divinity, Twilight Sanctuary.
Alright, so you channel divine energies as a bunch of stars start flowing around you. Go ahead and give yourself the aura.
Ooh.
Okay. So
And
there's suddenly
then-
dim light around Anvir. Anything
I
else?
think everyone knows what it does.
And then, how far away is he? Too far. No, I think that's going to be it on me.
Okay, that's it
I-
for you.
I have a quick question. Does the gods know what the power is?
I would yell out to the guards, stay in the aura, it shall protect you.
They just give me a persuasion check at advantage.
They don't trust me at my word? How dare they?
Don't they know who you are?
Oh, wow.
So they
So
are
lucky you had advantage.
a little unsure, but they nod nervously. Okay, that's it for Anvir. Anvir is just not a very inspiring person. Not his fault.
He's a very
I'll
nervous
protect
guy.
you.
He's more
He's
like,
just-
just stay by me, guys. It'll be okay. And they're like, sure, yeah.
He's a bit shaken up after being told that he's pretty much the reason everyone dies near.
Oh, he got
Yeah.
Nathaniel's in his mind.
Yeah.
He is like flashing back. Why does everyone die around you? Why does everyone die around you? Why does everyone die around
Speaking-
you?
Oh no.
He's just slowly
speaking of-
flashing back the visions of all the people he's ever seen die, which is too
Yeah.
many.
Oh,
And more than these people know about.
Alright.
speaking of Nathaniel, we know he's here, but not where, correct?
Well, you probably, since you hadn't seen him, like, you would just think it's odd that there's, like, some noise coming from a spot you don't see. You probably wouldn't know it's
Yeah.
Nathaniel.
I would know
You would have
because he was
thought
like
me
running
through
with
the
me.
area and then disappear in the middle of the run.
Yeah, I mean,
So
So
you
we
have
can
no idea where on the battlefield I am. You know I was running this direction.
yeah, Anvir is probably the one that would assume it, since Anvir was with him when he vanished.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So,
I got my 23 passive perception. I'm like, yeah, that smells like
yeah, he probably is like, yeah, he's over there somewhere, because you can, like, hear him with with pretty good accuracy. All right, so this guard is going to rush forward. He is going to heed your advice, trying to stay within the darkness. And how much does he get? As he will double move and end there.
Roll the 1.
14.
Jeez, it's more HP than he has. All right,
I mean, even if I roll a 1, it's 11.
all right.
Goddamn.
Prisoner here, or the lady, is like, oh gods. She's gonna run, and it goes roar.
Oh no.
Roar. Yep,
That's-
it
Oh.
just snaps her in half as a
Again?
bloody torso goes flying through the
Didn't
air.
want to disengage. Come on.
Look, they're not trained for combat. The archer near you goes. He says, "Oh gods!" Runs up, looks, and goes, "I'll get it." And he's gonna fire. Pew! So he is gonna take 2 shots. Pew! Think it doesn't even notice the arrow as it bounces off. Think. That's closer, but no, that will not hit. So he ends his turn. The worm, as no one has actually damaged it, is just gonna snap at another guy. He goes,
That archer
"No!"
gets 14 temp.
All right. Which actually,
I'm just like doubling these people HP.
Yeah, basically.
that guy actually has a good amount of HP. The archer, but the worm is going to snap at a bunch of people. First guy. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Chomp. He's just crushed in its mouth. As it does that, it's going to send a tail flicking at a lady who's screaming. Ah! And she is... she is impaled. And she goes down. That's it for the worm. Eldwin.
Oh boy, this is a terrible idea.
I just whispered to
Do
Elder.
it.
I told you they're gonna die now. You might want to help
Alright.
them out.
Alright, I'm gonna use my bonus action to Blade Song.
Okay. You start the blade
Uh,
song. You would all see the spectral elf come out again.
What the
Then
fuck?
for
He's
my-
even weirder than me.
For my action, I'll cast Haste on
Both weird. What are
myself.
you talking about?
Okay, so you chance casting haste. Go ahead and mark yourself with the haste icon. And concentration. As you buff up. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
What's that? A casual 80 movement speed right now?
I believe so,
yes.
yes.
So I'm going to take, so that's 35.
I just see Eldrin zone past me.
That's 80.
Yep.
Sorry, wrong button. I was trying to read, not share.
And then for my hasted action, I will use that to dash and move another 40. Or
Another 80, wouldn't it? Max.
another 80, but I only need. And I will run up right next to
Nathaniel
it.
starts playing the Sonic the Hedgehog music.
Yeah, I'm assuming we'll just see Eldrin just zoom past all of us at speed of sound
Well,
Sonic.
he would chant and then suddenly
I
just
got
take
fast.
off.
Gotta go faster, faster.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's all I can do
That's
for.
Alright, so the worm doesn't even really notice you yet. It looks like it's getting ready to murder this guy. The one over down the street's gonna go, oh gods, and just run. Ah. So I'll say he dashes and leaves the battle. Nathaniel.
Well, first I'm going to move, and I'm not trying to sneak, so he can probably hear me, but 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to probably there-ish, and I'm underneath that. I'm assuming this is something that I can be underneath.
Yeah, you're underneath the huge shroomwood tree.
Okay. Went too far away, which means. And then my other question for you, DM, is for the purpose of invisibility, does bardic inspiration count as casting a spell?
No. It's an well, it's an ability, right? Do abilities break? I don't think. They
No,
do.
it just says attacks and casts.
Yeah, so you're fine if you want to just yell something
good.
inspiring.
Yeah. So I would say something inspiring to Well, LJ is the next to act, so I would say do something very impressive at this time would be very beneficial to this group. LJ.
It's very straightforward.
Is
Alright.
LJ even inspired since he can't do much?
Yes, because it's magic. So, even
Fucking
though
magic?
you don't fully understand why, you're very inspired by those words.
So you get a bardic inspiration, so that's a D10 to basically anything.
Got
Alright, and at the end of your turn, you get temp HP.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Question, DM.
Yes.
Over the period of the mini long rests we had, I'm assuming we would have got all of our
Hit
hit
dice
die
and things
back.
like yeah.
Yeah, it would only take 2 days to get all your hit die back, because you get half back a day.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Alright, so this guy is going to rush up here, dashing and ending his turn for temp HP. As he saw the stars swirling around the others, he's like, oh, that's neat. And that's it for him. This guy yells, we have to get up there, we have to get its attention off the civilians. And he is going to not listen to you and just run, going 30 feet.
The one who did listen to me has gotten another 14. I have rolled 14 for all of these people.
Yeah, no, I get
Yes,
it.
sorry, that was for Nathaniel. Like, for some reason, I thought it was LJ's.
Alright, so this guy is dead. The guard back here is going to also be like, we gotta save some people, and he's gonna try to go as fast as he can.
That's fair. I have given so much HP to these people.
LJ.
As LJ cannot do much from back here, as I don't think he has a range weapon. Surprisingly, he doesn't have a range weapon. Sort that out later. He just takes his action to dash 60 feet.
Alright, stopping at the edge there to get temp HP.
That's as far as I'm being moved, so yes.
Alright, so give him the temp. This guy is just gonna cower and go, please leave me alone. This woman is impaled, dead. This guard, top of the round, is gonna go, well, you only live once. He's
What is it
gonna
with you and 14?
get to here and
I
throw
know,
a
right?
spear. Leave him alone. Oh,
Oh no.
think the spear just bounces off the thing. Goes, oh god. That's it for him. Anvir.
I am going to move up as far as I can, which is next to this guy here. And then, because I have finally bought the spell components for this,
Oh, and I just
I'm
realized it is. Okay, never mind. The light is on. Go ahead. What are you doing?
because I finally have the spell components for this, I am going to cast Summon Celestial.
I'm sorry, what?
Nice.
All right, go ahead and link it. What does your celestial look like?
So it looks kind of like an elf with the same wings he kind of manifests when he does his Steps of Night, but their entire body is just like a night sky constellation.
Nice.
What the fucking magic, man? Is all LJ says when you summon it.
This one specifically has a longbow.
Where are you putting it?
I am going
What
to
the fuck?
hit it.
Here, I'll give you. Let me put it in the game resources. Under summon. And I'll give you control of it. You might have to edit its stats because I think it's just set to a bunch of Yeah, like its stuff needs to be edited for your level and everything.
Yep, that's fine.
So Onvir.
So yeah, I'll put it pretty close. It's a 90-foot range.
So you should have
So I'll-
control of it now. If you look in, you could like click on the token, and you should be able to edit its stats.
Okay, cool.
Why do we have a picture of a Squircio that looks like what Andres summoned?
Sorry, what did you say?
Why do we have a picture of a Celestial that looks like what Andres summoned?
Well, his was more like star-like. I'm not sure this one looks the.
I
picture
actually
is-
have some pictures that
Yeah,
I
we-
made that I'll post
yeah,
after
you
I
can-
get my friend up.
You can definitely change it later. But does he do anything this turn, or does he just poof in?
He poofs in the you call for it manifests. I believe it takes its turn immediately after mine. Yeah, it shares my count and then goes immediately after me. It
Alright,
obeys my commands, no action requirement.
so give it an initiative roll, and then put it to right after you, and mark yourself as concentrating. Anything else for you?
I can't do another spell in the same turn, so no, that will be it.
Alright, go ahead and roll its initiative really quick and make it a 21.11. Oh, it was almost
Wow.
21.11. Just move the decimal 1 point.
Oh, you were at 21.1 then.
Yeah.
But close enough.
Alright, so after Onvir, this thing goes. And I assume it's going to attack.
Yes, and it's also going to be lying about 50 feet in the air, because I can summon it 90 feet away, so I'm summoning it 40 feet away and 50 feet up.
Oh, okay, does it have a ranged attack?
This one specifically does. I'm summoning the
Radiant Bow.
the Avenger. Yeah. So sorry, I'm just trying to get all these things working.
Oh, do you choose if it's a defender or a avenger?
Yeah, when I cast it, I
Oh,
choose
okay.
which one of the two it is.
Got it. Alright, so it's flying up above 50 feet, you said?
Yeah, sorry, I did 40 by accident, but that works as well.
So yeah, go ahead and make an attack.
So,
Like I said, you
I'm
might
just
have
gonna-
to adjust the stats there.
yeah, I'm just quickly doing that. Sorry.
Well, that's fine. It's the first time you cast it, so. You cast this as level 5, right?
Yeah, that I couldn't go any higher than that if I wanted, even if I wanted to.
Alright, so it gets 2 attacks.
So, whoop. So it's a
Yeah.
24 on the first hit.
So he fires his bow, striking the creature, which roars angrily. How much does it take?
So that'd
9?
be, yeah, that'd be 9 for the first hit.
Okay. Second shot. Yeah, 26 strikes.
And that one
Or-
would be 14.
13
Yeah, 14.
or 14.
Spell level.
Alright, so yeah, 2 spectral arrows come flying down, striking the creature. And yeah, it turns around, roaring up at the beast, now noticing all of you coming around from behind and kind of turning itself, looking away from that guy now. Anything else?
That is all he can do. He doesn't have any bonus actions or anything like that.
Alright, this guard comes running up. He is going to listen to you and stay in here. Can you get higher than 14?
I can go up to 16.
Alright, go ahead and roll. Alright, so he gets 1 more. Alright, the prisoner here is bitten in half, so she's dead. The archer is going to fire from back here. Ba-doo, ba-doo. Oh, second shot will hit. The creature, yeah, as it turns around, gets an arrow in the face, roaring as it takes another 11. Getting very pissed off. And now the purple worm goes. So it can't get to your guardian, so it's going to snap at this poor guy. 24 will strike him, and he will immediately be crushed in its mouth as it flings him into the wall. It's going to turn around towards Eldwin, because it can't reach anything else. And it's going to throw its tail at you. Are you dodging?
I have my cloak.
Right. 21?
Just missed.
Alright, so a big old tail comes flying at you. Luckily, you just managed to sidestep it. Eldwin.
Alright, like, okay. It's only slightly terrifying. See.
The creature is sort of looking up at the Celestial and also roaring at you.
Alright.
Huge celestial with a bow just flying away out of height.
I just
All right.
look at Anve right next to me. Riri, come on, Riri, get some of that. For that?
So, for my action, I'm gonna cast Psychic Lance.
Alright, so you chant summoning a bunch of psychic energy. This thing doesn't look very smart.
That's my hope.
No, not initiative. Whoops. What was its initiative? I think it just went. So it was.
Yeah, it was like 16 some.
Here, I'll just put it 15. Int save, not initiative. Oh no, it definitely fails.
0.
So it is struck for 23 psychic.
-5!
I'm like, what?
And
that
it
makes
is incapacitated until the beginning of my next turn.
Okay.
Roll of a 9 to 5.
Incapacitated, got it.
Alright. And then for my hasted action, I will stab it with my rapier.
Alright, you stab at it, striking with a 22. Doing 7 points of damage on the first attack.
And I can. That's my hasted action, so that's the only.
Alright, the guard back here. Or wait, no, it's Nathaniel's turn. What are you going to do, Nathaniel?
Yeah, so I'll take a little bit, some steps forward, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to here. And kind of in this mix here. And so it's incapacitated at the moment.
Yeah.
What does that do for saving throws, or?
It doesn't do anything. It just means it. Well, it makes it so it can't take actions or reactions right now.
Okay.
So it's basically kind of like a little bit out of
I
it.
think that's turn.
Yeah, so, well, sorry, let me just, sorry, it's been a while since I've played in this character, so I have to remind myself, so I apologize.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do that. Are there, yeah, all the civilians around it are basically dead at this point, right?
There's one guy who's still there who's just kind of cowering.
One guy, this one guy up here.
Yeah.
We specifically yell at that one, run right now! Run right now!
Yeah, so I was seeing if I could save anyone. Yeah, not seeing a lot of good options at the moment. I think I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to scream at it. You're incapacitated and even stupider looking and something like that. I'm not being very clever right now. And so I'm using my bonus action of why can I not find my stuff right now? The thing that makes me have them fail on saving throws. Unsettling words.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a
you use a
D10.
bardic inspiration.
Yep. And so they get a -9 on their next saving throw,
Mm-hmm.
which sets up my Phantasma Killer on them.
Ooh. Fancy.
All right. So the creature must make a Wisdom save.
With that
DC 17 with a -9.
-9. Damn.
Wisdom. All right. So -2 would fail, and
Nope.
do you do your damage right away?
It's frightened for the duration at the end of the target's turn.
All right. So the creature becomes frightened. Got it.
Yep. It is frightened of me, and then it does damage at the end of its turn.
All right. That's it for you, Nathaniel.
I will take one more step back because I think I had 5 feet of movement left.
All right. The guard goes. He saw his friend die. He's like, no way. He's just running. Nope. Nope. He just fucking books it. That's it for him.
Oh, I am sorry. I think the target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or take 4d10 psychic damage. I think it's immediate as well.
At the end of its turn, right?
At the end of each turn and before the spell ends.
Yeah, so right now it's frightened.
Yeah,
but,
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
Sorry.
just frightened, and then it does damage on subsequent turns.
So
Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
This guy is going to stay back and hurl a spear. 18 will strike.
Hey, somebody finally did damage to it.
Give him a promotion.
So he takes 5 damage as the spear would actually go through one of the holes in its armor. This guy over here is going to throw a spear as well. Now definitely not wanting to approach. Nope, that would bounce off. LJ.
LJ would take his action to dash, running past this guy all the way up here. And
Okay.
that'll be his turn.
The prisoner is going to heed your tells and run away.
As I pass this guy, I would say, if you don't want to die, run. We'll stay back.
Who? To the dead guy?
No, to this
Oh.
guy. I just went past.
All right. Top of the round, the dead guy, he be dead. Anvir.
God, sorry, I'm still editing stuff for this Celestial. There's so much things. I shall move henceforward again to get more people in my radius. That seems to cover all of the allies as far forward as they are. I shall summon my spiritual weapon. Which did a 17 to hit.
No, that will bounce off its armor.
Ding! I'm just gonna hit this just so it consumes the spell level quickly. Okay. That was my bonus action, and for my action... God, I'm trying to figure out if this thing seems very undexterous or very unwise, and I'm deciding it's probably wiser than it is dexterous, so I'm gonna do Sacred Flame.
Alright, you throw a bunch of radiant energy at it. Yep, it would fail. So it would
I was correct.
How much does it take?
So
12.
take... And that would actually be an extra d8, because I don't have the macro set up for that one, because I don't use it as much.
Alright, so 17 radiant as it roars angrily. That it for you?
that'll be it for me. And now the Celestial goes.
Yep, can fire down.
Ooh, I accidentally closed the window by accident. Radiant Bow! Boink.
Yeah, 26 strikes with the first attack.
For 13, I've got that scaled properly now, the attacks.
13, alright.
Ooh, 14 probably does not hit though.
Nope, that's gonna miss.
Well, I guess 15 technically, but I doubt that's any better.
So took the 13 damage from the one shot, and I assume that's it for the Celestial Spirit.
Yeah, that's all that he can do right now.
The guard, did you tell him to leave? Like, to just run?
Honestly, I think
Or did AJ do that?
It's
no,
wrong.
I think I was yelling that to the civilian who was the only surviving civilian. I was like, get the hell out of here where you can.
And
Okay.
LJ said to the guard, if you don't want to die, I would run.
I would-
Stay in the back.
I would actually probably say to the three closest to me, like, unless you can keep your range, probably try and just run for now.
Give me a persuasion with advantage.
To
Yeah,
me
I
or
am-
both.
Probably both of you.
Man, I cannot roll well for persuasion.
Oh, he's
I have
like, oh, we'll cover you. We got to avenge our buddy. So he's running in.
Do I get my one guy out of there with the 16 persuasion?
Well, it's not his turn yet.
Wait,
But
here's also a valid question. How dead is this man? Is he like full dead or like just death saving throws? Because he
no,
had like,
he's very dead.
because he was one of the ones who didn't get the temp, eh?
Yeah. All right. So this guy is stabbing at the worm, but being ineffective. The archer is going to fire some shots. Phew. Oh, he would hit with both. Doing 17. Nice volley that round. That is it for him. The purple worm is incapacitated. It can move though, right?
It can move, yeah.
So, being that it's feared, it is going to duck beneath the ground, giving you all oppies.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll take that.
No, that
Probably
would,
doesn't hit.
That would miss. Spending your reaction.
Oh, oh shit! I just realized I could use my inspiration on that.
28 would strike it. You stab it for 14.
Aren't you a warcaster?
Yeah, but this is funny enough, probably more effective.
I
Alright,
could have used my inspiration and stopped him from moving. God damn it.
The
could've
purple
maybe-
worm retreats down a very deep-looking hole as you see it backing off into the darkness.
How far can it go?
So it moves about. It's about a 50-foot drop down to the bottom of this. But Eldwin, you would go next. Do you want to jump down the hole after it, or do you want to do
It
something
would also
else?
take 40-10 damage before it left.
All right, that's to make a save.
Yep.
Hang on.
I just realized if I was able to hit it, then I could have stopped his movement.
Nope, it would fail, so it takes more psychic damage as it goes down there.
Yep, 29 points.
So yeah, Eldwin, are you gonna try to follow it? It's kind of a big drop, unless you
Well,
want
so
to
you
just
said 50-foot drop.
yeah,
I
unless
was
you
like-
want to like climb down, but that would be slow and steady.
No, I will. I guess I'll hold a dash action to see if it pops up somewhere else.
All right. Does anyone want to try to follow it?
Can I make a check to see if I would know if it would run away or would come back up and fight us?
Well, you saw Nathaniel do something that kind of freaked it out, so it might be scared right now. It seemed like it was actually retreating.
I would send the Celestial up.
Down the hole? How far can that thing get from you?
It just I can summon it for an hour and it just exists.
Alright, so you're sending the Celestial after it.
I'm
Nathaniel...
telling it to keep a decent range though, because it has 150-foot range.
Yeah, but tunnel's also tunnel, so it's got to go around turns. But Nathaniel, how long does your thing last?
Until
1
it
minute.
saves.
1 minute?
Or a minute.
Alright, so that...
So 6. Yeah, so 6 rounds or 10 rounds potentially.
So let me see
Actually,
if it makes the save, because it's probably going to be retreating for more than a minute.
Yeah, I was
so
actually going to
one
say,
moment.
realizing it's from a fear, I'd actually probably ask the angel to just stick up and keep holding its action for it to pop up again.
So
And if
let's-
we're waiting for more than a minute, then my reaction would have come back.
oh, well, apparently it made the save on the next one, unfortunately. So, yeah.
I was going to say, like, because we would have had a turn.
You
Right.
would have had a turn to what?
Like, I was going to say, like, if it's gone underground, I don't trust that thing. I was going to see if there was an area of dim light I could quickly duck into to get a fly
Oh.
speed.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in dim light right now. You're,
So, like,
your aura's dim light, right?
yeah, but wouldn't the, sunstones and that be activated? So wouldn't the whole area be...
Well,
Violet?
I think the dim light. I mean, doesn't your aura make it into dim light?
No, it just
Oh,
produces
it's like
dim light.
it's like a low burning like torch or something. All right, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
You
it's
can run
just a
in the
lightly
cave
gloating.
to get flight.
Let's quickly duck in there and then just like... so how far away is that?
But at this point, it doesn't seem like the creature is coming back. So I'm going to end
Oh.
combat here.
Oh, I have to remember I'm concentrating on this as well, but it lasts a long time.
So you're kind of waiting, looking around. You feel it burrowing for a while, but it feels like it's getting further away. It might be either retreating or changing position. What do you want to do? The guards are like basically running around, yelling for people to get out of here. Yeah.
I activated my blade wing, so I'll just kind of quickly zoom straight up for a second just to see if there's any more of these things just rocking up in the city.
No, you don't see any others. It looks like this may have been the only one.
You said it was about 50 foot? 50
Yeah,
foot
it
drop?
was about a 50-foot drop. Although at this point, it's probably gotten a bit further away.
I would just say, are we chasing after this thing? Maybe there's to more, possibly.
Guards.
Nathaniel's going to do a quick check on any of these folks. Is any of them able to be saved?
There's a no. There's just gory remains as this thing like basically like bit them in half or crushed them. No one survived those attacks. I guess 2 of them ran
No.
away, but yeah, these 3 are completely dead.
Yeah, there's no healing that could be done to save them, right?
Not unless you want to try to resurrect them, but yeah.
No.
So yeah, what does the group want to do? The
Um,
guards, thank you for your help. They said if you didn't use that magic, it probably would have torn us all apart.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
I
yeah,
am quite
it's-
special in that regard. Thank you so much.
Oh yes, it proves quite handy. Also, I don't know what its name would be, but I guess I summoned a servant of my god.
It's just kind of regally like floating there.
Yeah,
Well, so there's some actual interesting history around I believe that is a
Nathaniel!
celestial.
I have actually put a photo of what I envision my little celestial looking like.
wow, little.
I say little, it's a large creature.
Yeah, it's a huge like starry angel. It will.
It's like 10
Hold
foot
on there.
tall.
If you didn't know, that type of bean has a background of
Nathaniel,
a
Did anyone get hit by that purple worm?
other than
Nope.
those 3 people.
Not within our group.
luckily.
Okay.
One of you almost.
Everyone
took
that got
a hit.
hit died.
Eldwin very, very barely avoided a strike.
Okay.
But,
I get.
yeah. So the angel would say, "I am here to serve you. What do you wish of me? Shall I
Hmm.
try to
Just
follow
have a-
this creature?"
why do you have an angel in your back pocket, man? Come on.
Hey, why do you think I wanted this so much? And he's holding up his 500 gold reliquary that he bought the other day. I have been wanting this so long.
What's your god's
Fucking-
name?
Hildar.
It says Hildar smiles upon your sacrifices and bravery.
Oh, thank you. I needed that today.
Does he say that to Andre or to all of us?
No, to Anvir.
I'm sure
Uh,
he smiles upon all of you as well.
I have a different god that I worship. I don't need your god's respect. No offense.
Which
taken.
god do you worship?
Local god where I'm from. Her name is Athena. The goddess of battle and wisdom.
He says, "I know of her. She is noble, little mortal."
I will take that as a compliment. As I look down this hole, if I'm able to, and see which way it leads.
So
If it
you
leads
do
out of-
still hear noise. It looks like there's like a 50-foot drop, then it curves north. You would
I'm just-
hear like echoes in the tunnel as you assume it's moving away from you. You would know something odd, Nathaniel. You would know it broke your spell, so it shouldn't still be feared, but for some reason it is still leaving.
I might suggest to the group that if it's heading north, that we may want to head to the north end of town just as a
I
precautionary
will ask my
measure.
celestial to go down the hole and follow it until it knows.
I shall. Shall I try to kill it?
I don't
If-
know how
you're able.
well you could do that, but yes, definitely try. If it starts hurting you too badly, GTFO.
He nods.
But yeah,
How many hit points does he have?
only 40 at
Oh,
an
yeah.
armor class of 60.
So yeah, it could pretty easily one-shot him. But were you saying something, Nathaniel? I think you got interrupted there.
I was suggesting that if we felt it moving to the north, and maybe I got a little bit of a direction from it from while I was still concentrating, that we should head to the north end of town just as a precautionary measure.
All right. So
As
you're
soon
gonna-
as Nathaniel says that, LJ sprints off running to the north where he thinks they're going.
All right. So they're
Stay by their okay.
so as you're all moving north now, you would see a bunch of guards like running past, saying like, "What happened? What's going on?"
Purple Worm, going this way. Go. Go help the injured.
Giant burrowing creatures. Don't trust the ground.
They nod and start moving towards where the attacks happened. So yeah, it seems like all the guards up north near the gate are on high alert. But when you get to the north, you do not feel any more tremors. It doesn't. You don't think the worm is in this area. Thankfully, it doesn't look like it popped up and ate anyone else.
Where the hell did it go?
What do you want to
So
do?
here's a question, DM.
Yeah.
I'm hot.
And it might have been too chaotic during the moment, but had we developed, or could we tell if this is the same worm, or if there are multiple worms, or had we gotten any kind of insight in that regard?
This was the only one you saw. Now, you do remember in Last Light there were several holes. So if these are the same worms that attacked Last Light, there could be multiple ones. Though you don't hear any more screaming in the city now. So it seems like this was the only one.
One of the
Yeah, this is our first direct encounter with it then, so
Yes.
okay.
the holes in last fight versus the hole this creature made, do they look about the same size?
Yes, they look similar in size.
Are they similar in smoothness?
Do you want to go check them out?
Someone help me with this. I want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm coming to help.
Okay, so you go back to the site of the attack, which by now is just swarming with guards and a bunch of people, like, looking around, a bunch of them sad about the dead townsfolk. And
I would
if you...
just
Like,
scream.
yeah.
I would just scream down the hall. Celestial, please return!
Alright.
It's not a telekinetic link, so I
Yeah.
don't know if he'll be
It's
able to
just,
hear me.
it's just on a mission. It can't talk back wherever it is.
Yeah, it's verbal command, so it has to be able to hear me, and I've just sent it off.
Come back. So if you want to look at the hole, it would be a survival check.
Is anyone trained in survival? Because I sure as hell am not.
Nathaniel.
Yeah, I think Nathaniel is.
Technically no, but
Or
that doesn't
jack
mean
of
I
all
would have a good roll. But I actually might suggest to Leo to do that because I believe Bardic Inspiration is it hasn't been 10 minutes yet, right?
Oh.
It's
And you
getting-
still have Bardic.
It's getting close because you did just go to the north end of town, so you're
Yeah,
probably
we're
I'm
probably
running out
getting
of
close
time.
to when that would expire. So I'd say maybe Leo, you roll, and then potentially you could get a D10 on top of that.
Don't we need to
I
be
can-
trained to do the check though?
You don't have to be trained. You'll just get more information if you are trained, versus just
I'll
kind of
try.
staring at it. Okay.
I'm rolling my D10.
Did you want to maybe try Nathaniel just to see what you also rolled? Because I'm assuming 2 people can look.
Yeah. As many as you want. This isn't like a.
Yeah,
Alright,
no.
So
Why didn't I look? I have a +4.
Oh.
Again, I wasn't. I was like,
you still
Well,
can.
what is
It's
Jack-
not like the hole went
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
I don't remember what Jack of all trades actually does. I know. Does it help in that regard?
Yes.
Have
So
proficiency.
per my house rule, you are considered like as if you had training in all your skills.
Gotcha.
So
Oh,
it is much more useful in my games.
Yep.
Than it normally
But I
is.
thought I knew it had a benefit when playing with you, which was why I took part of the reason I made this bard. But anyway, I'd still go with Leo's roll.
Yeah, so Leo, you do remember the hole, and this does seem similar. You can't tell much else, but you think the smoothness is, the same as it was.
After staring at it for like 5 minutes, LJ just says, "Yeah, that looks about similar. I can't tell. My memory's a bit fuzzy from the other hole, but it looks about the same. Yes."
What could have done this? Why did they attack then just leave? It's very strange.
Can I ask a question? And I don't know how possible it would be. Because would it be an insight thing or an animal handling thing to have been able to tell if that animal was just like an animal raiding, like doing what it was told, or just like raising amok naturally as a wild creature?
That would be nature knowledge.
Okay.
God damn it! Let me use my animal handling.
Yeah, animal handling is more to like calm and train creatures of the wild. It's not as much to
Okay.
know specifics.
wasn't
about-
Try to
Sure.
ride it. Just jump on top of it and try to ride it.
Yeah.
Could
Woo!
I potentially try an untrained nature check to try and see?
Yeah, and Nathaniel can try a check as
Sure.
well.
Yeah,
Nah.
Yeah, you're
No,
not
no clue.
you're not sure. It does
Uh,
seem
I'm not an animal
odd.
person.
Nathaniel starts talking at great length, and you very quickly realize he's talking full of shit.
No change.
I have a proficiency in medicine. Do I remember anything that looks like it could be injured?
No, it didn't look like it was injured. Which is, like I said, kind of weird why it retreated even when the spell wore off. It was still pretty healthy looking.
Maybe it was called back?
Could be, but
Hold on. Where would Scarlet be about now? Do we know?
Oh, she was at the mansion.
Elwyn, was she still there when you left?
Uh, still, she's still there, right?
From what you remember, she was kind of just downstairs. She
We
kind of yelled towards you when you left, like what's going on, and you just went and told her something's going on.
we run back
El-
to the mansion. I start running back to the mansion.
Yeah, as soon as he mentioned Scarlet, and then where is Scarlet, he Bob just runs back to the mansion. Probably dashing on the way.
Scarlet. All right, so
Yeah, imagine
you,
we're just all full booking.
you quickly make your way
Zoom.
back to the mansion. You would find out front there are several town guards who are dead, riddled with arrows.
Oh no!
I quickly run inside to where I think Scarlet is. I don't know where she is, but where I think she may be.
You quickly look around the house yelling for her, but you don't hear her respond.
She's not in the attic! If we
I
have an attic.
drop concentration on summon Celestial and I say, hold on a second, give me 10 minutes.
We don't. Fine, I'll look in every corner of this house in 10 minutes. I'll try anyway.
All right. When you get downstairs, you find Uvlal is dead.
Oh, wait, how long has he been dead? Do we know?
It looks like he's been dead a while. He has a bunch of arrows in him.
Over a minute then.
Yeah.
Can I make a medicine check to see how long he's been dead?
I mean, he's probably been, like, when did you leave? You've been gone about 25 minutes, so give me a medicine check, sure. You
No.
would guess... Yeah, you're not sure. Not with a 6.
It's okay, I can bring him back to life tomorrow.
There you go.
So, who was the Scarlet?
It's gonna be expensive there.
Oh my! Okay. I think the purple worm is being controlled by someone. The purple worm left because their mission was to get Scarlet. The purple worm was a distraction.
Oh yes, 100%. I'm
So,
by the way, the reason I said give me 10 minutes, I'm going to start casting Scry on Scarlet.
oh,
All right.
so
So,
Mm.
just as fair warning, most NPCs don't want to be resurrected. So, he might not want to come back, depending on how good his afterlife is.
Worth a chance.
Only weirdo adventurers give up the afterlife to continue murder hoboing.
He's not murder hoboing, he's building stuff.
Yeah,
he
I
was
just
building
mean-
his bag holding that failed.
Yeah, and is the bag of holding... Oh, did he finish that? No, not yet, right?
That would have
No.
been tomorrow.
Yeah, it would have been tomorrow. It looks like it's almost done. It needs one more day of work. You just need to find someone to build it. Okay, so if you
Or bring him back
cast-
to life and then kill him.
Yeah.
So I have first-hand knowledge of the target.
All right. So if you do scrying,
Can I find a garment or a lock of hair? I don't know if they have to actually roll to save on this, but I can make the DC ridiculous on this.
Well, when you try to scry her, you believe you're being blocked. Whoever took her has protection from scrying.
Shit.
Yeah. Anti-divination
my-
bullshit.
Which would make you believe that this is not a simple kidnapping, because this is not some magic that anyone would have.
I
Is
will
there
say it on video. Can you detect magic? Is confusing for me. Trying here. Is that magic and teleport? Actually, yes. Do you sense traces of magic
I do
that
not
can
have
teleport
detect
in this
magic.
area? God damn it!
Were there any wormholes out front?
No, you don't see any besides the dead guards with arrows in them. You don't see any signs of like worm attacks here. You would guess that at this point the worm was probably meant to draw you away. So having another worm dig up here would be a bad tactic. Someone was probably waiting for you to leave.
I think we need to go to town hall and ask about how war starts.
All right.
I will-
No, I'm kidding.
Whoa!
I will go outside, right outside the front door, and around the area, look for tracks that go anywhere, just in case they left on foot.
Alright, well, we might have to get into that next time because we are a little over. So why don't we do MVP votes and end here? As we prepare to try to figure out what happened to Scarlet.
Also, I think this does clarify as war starting.
War! Eldwin, I
Spent
will
they just attacked the
also,
village.
I'll give you inspiration for bravely charging up at the worm and putting yourself loose, because that was fairly in character for him, I think.
Oh, we didn't even think about like bringing Scarlet with us to make sure she didn't wasn't by herself or anything.
Well,
I didn't even know where Scarlet was until
I didn't
Eldred.
think about it until it was like, oh, this worm just kind of left for some reason you don't realize, and I'm like,
alright. Well,
Eldrin, come on, man.
Nathaniel, with almost unanimous 3 votes, you are MVP.
Oh, yeah, thank you guys.
you rather
I
voted for
appreciate it.
yourself, or everyone but you voted for you?
We probably did it for entirely different reasons.
Yeah, probably.
But
You
So-
being the bodyguard, someone else being annoyed by my voice, maybe the inspiration. I don't know.
But yeah,
I
good,
know, I'm saying,
good job.
I don't know if you heard it. There was a period of time where you were just like doing your blabbering thing, and Onvia just went, I wonder if there's a way to limit someone to just talking through them sending stuff.
No, I heard you say that. I just didn't acknowledge it.
He just kept
Just
telling
like
the
25
story.
words or less.
In Nathaniel's mind, he immediately went to, well, there's always counterspell.
I like to believe this was like completely off away from where like he would have heard. He's just like sat there thinking to himself, like, good God.
It was this group when I was playing. Didn't we already have a moment of
Yes.
someone cast silence on me and I counterspelled him or something like that, wasn't that?
No, I moved your drums away with telekinesis and you dispelled.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, oh,
Anyway, it is past my bedtime. It was fun, guys. I'll see you guys in a week.
see you, man.
I'll be
Yeah,
taking
see ya.
notes. But,
Yeah.
see you next time. Good game.
see ya.
It was fun to finally summon my Celestial. No, legitimately, ever since I started being a cleric, and I was like, ooh, that's a.
Oh, was that a spell that was on your list?
Oh, that was like, ever since I knew about that spell, I was like, yeah, that's gonna be one of the ones I prepare when I get to 5th level. And I didn't realize the requirements on it. I was looking at it, and I'm like,
That's a cool one. Summoning spells are very good. Extra
Oh, yeah.
combatant.
but it requires a 500 gold reliquary, which a lot of the other summoning spells don't require stuff like that.
Yeah. Clerics get a lot of expensive stuff.
Yeah, because like summon beast, you only need a feather, turf, or fur, and a fish tail inside a gilded acorn worth 200 gold. It's 200 gold. But that one's only level.
But that's way low
Yeah.
level.
Okay, so yeah, they're actually pretty consistent that it's a thing worth the level. But then you can upcast these.
Yeah, actually, if you
Yeah.
upcast it to 6, it gets an extra attack.
Yeah, it gets 2 at the moment, but once I get 6, I can make it ace. Like for every spell I do, it gets 10 HP, an armor class. Every 2 spells is an extra attack. Every spell level is also damage on the attack.
Oh,
Like, it gets
Lou,
pretty
so
ridiculous.
just double checking. Like when you when you said I got inspiration, you you meant like an inspiration point, right?
No, you don't get a story point. You become inspired, so you can check the
Oh,
inspired
okay.
box.
So you're starting
Right,
to do
yeah, that's
mode
why I was-
where it's like,
that's
hey,
why I
you
was-
get your story points
Yeah,
that I
the
normally give
story
out. and you-
points are a more powerful thing. This is just inspired, so you can use that for advantage on something.
Okay, so you
Got it,
started
yeah.
using like both mechanics now.
Yeah, so just the inspiration rules, just to go back to them in case I do use some of the new 5th edition stuff, but you can use story points to get inspiration or to like bring your background stuff into the game.
It was funny, like when the fight broke out, I'm like, oh man, Eldon would totally run up to try and just like get this thing's attention or help people escape, but I'm like, man, running up to this thing is very dumb.
I like to
was
also
thinking-
imagine that probably some of Anvia's monastery has ended up moving here throughout this chaos. Because they were like just